So it looks so official. I literally just work as a project manager, and I'm just very good at putting documents together. That's all. It's not official. I'm just very good at putting documents together. I love a document, bro. Literally, I'll see a spreadsheet and I'll perk up. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, ooh, spreadsheet. But hi, Nizzy. Nizzy, when are we playing video games together, huh? Go, like, please. There you go. Hi, Nizzy. Well, I'm just gonna wait for Nizzy to tell me whenever we're playing games. Ha. Whenever. We are never playing games with him, bro. How do I tell you? How do I tell you? That's the response you get whenever someone does not want to hang out with you. I've seen this before. I've played these games before. Drop the Google Doc link. I actually will give it to you guys. I am gonna give you guys the link. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna give you guys a link. I mean, okay, realistically, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, I don't think that my notes are gonna do anything special for you whatsoever. This is just regurgitated information from the top streamers. That's all it is. We're literally just going over the things that they've already said, but we're going to give everyone editor. Hell no. Absolutely not. You guys are not touching my baby. Absolutely not. Buff, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Kytel. You guys are not doing that. I'll let you look at it. You can look, but no touching. That's the rule. But yeah, I think that honestly, Agent and Ludwig had the most impactful segments for me because I am such a how do I describe it? I'm one of those people where like if I'm working hard, I know I misspelled it. I realized that after I posted it and I just didn't even acknowledge it. I was like, it doesn't even matter. But I'm one of those people where like if I'm busy, I feel productive. And I've realized that like it doesn't and my friend also told me this. It's like it doesn't need to be this hard. I feel like I overwork myself overall. Like I could still be doing the same amount of work, the same amount of energy, but if I put it towards different things, I'd be far more productive, which is why I was saying like yes, I'm probably going to take on my own long form editing, but I'm going to outsource all my short form editing. I don't like short form editing, okay? This is also something I'm realizing. There are certain things I just despise. There are certain things that I'm never going to enjoy doing. Nemo, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Kytel. There are certain things I'm never going to enjoy doing. And short form editing is one of those things. I don't find it enjoyable. I don't like it. Frankly, if I didn't have to scroll short form, I wouldn't. I'm going to be completely honest. If I could just watch YouTube videos all the time and like watch TV and watch anime and watch movies, like I would be a much happier person. But I have to be invested in short form in order to do my job. You know, that is how I find current trends. That's how I keep like relevancy. But my thing is I'm so tapped into short form that then I let long form go. As you guys know, we've said this so many times. I did 100 hours of streaming 1 month and I only posted 7 YouTube videos out of it. I've been told that I should stream less than 100 hours. I probably won't be doing that because I'm like high key addicted to streaming. But I will have more intentional streams because I feel like, and I've said this before, and we were doing it for a while, but I kind of fell off. Oopsies. I need to have more intentionality with my segments, and whenever I like segment things out, I feel like they're really fun. But then I end up playing like Marvel Rivals for like 18 hours for no reason. No goal. No goal at all. Just vibes. And I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that's healthy. Tragic. But it's so fun. Like, I really do like it. I do. Listen, I love streaming and I love playing video games. I love sitting here and just relaxing. Sorry, I burped. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that. Hope you guys didn't hear me burp in the mic. But it's just like one of my favorite things to do ever. I just like hanging out with you guys. Sorry. Is that F1 car new? No, it's not. My ex got it for me for Christmas. Right? Yeah. My ex got it for me for Christmas. It's the 23 Max Vegas Grand Prix model. Isn't she cutesy? I need to dust it. But isn't she cutesy? I love F1 so much. I want to go to an F1 race. You know what? I'm putting that in my goal. I'm putting that in my goals. Get invited to an F1 race. Although I don't think that's really a goal for 2026. I think that's just like an overall goal. Maybe I should make an overall goal section. Overall goals. Overall goals. There we go. Yeah, maybe I should do like an overall goal section. Who knows? Okay, let's get started on our silly little breakdown though. Okay. This is my official breakdown of the Stream University content that happened this year in 2026. I will be adding in some of my input because I'm an alumni, and here are the things that I feel. Although I will say, who am I to think that people don't know what they're talking about whenever they make much more money than I am and they're much more successful than I am. So I'm probably not going to disagree. I'm just going to talk about like my specific points that I see. Something that I noticed was these guys think very like, it's hard. I feel like it's hard whenever someone's doing so well for them to like scale all the way back to where you are. Because people will be like, oh, small streamer, 200 people. And it's like, okay, I'm not there yet. So what do I do if it's even like further down, you know? So like, it's just like a matter of like shifting perspective. But Ludwig obviously had his how to get lucky talk. That was a really good one. And here are some of the top things that I recognize and things that I also have been saying. It's also funny how many of these things I've been saying for the last year. Hi B. I know I missed one day. It felt so weird though. But one thing I realized was that in order to be successful, you have to get lucky and then capitalize on it. I think that's the biggest thing that we were not taught last year. And how do you really teach that? I don't know. But I feel like with the whole content space, you're grinding for so long that you don't even process when you're onto something, you know, like you don't even process when you need to be like taking more advantage of an opportunity or how to take advantage of that. And I feel like this is the big thing that I took away from Ludwig's class was you have to know how to capitalize on the luck, and you have to be consistently in the mindset that it's going to strike tomorrow. You know, you have to be like in the mindset, like this post could be the post that makes you blow up every single time. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get to. Is every time I post a piece of content or every stream that I do, it's like, this could be the thing that puts me on. And like, if I got put on right now, what is the immediate thing that I would do? Because right after Stream University, for me at least, because that was obviously my lucky thing, I didn't know what to do. People are asking for collaborations that have never watched my content before. People are saying like, oh, you need to partner with more brands. Oh, you need to collaborate. You need to reach out to this person. Like this person knows who you are. Reach out to them. And it's really easy to get like lost in it. And it's easy to then like get like not know where to go. And then you hunker down into your community. And so I think for me, the biggest thing that I need to do to capitalize is I need to invest on my like offline content. One thing that was incredibly beneficial for me was the fact that I had an active Instagram and TikTok right before Stream University started last year whenever I went, because people were actually able to watch some of the content that I had at least, although a lot of the content was still from whenever I was a VTuber, so that was a little bit rough for people. Like it was like very inconsistent branding. So I feel like one big thing is like keeping up with branding, making sure that things are up to date. I think someone who does this pretty well visually is Cloyus. Make it bigger. Fairs. One person that does this very well, like visually, is Cloyus. If you guys don't know, he had, whenever I first met him, he had like orangish hair, and his profile pictures reflected that. Whenever he changed his hair to pink, he immediately had his profile pictures reflect that. And whenever he cut his hair to brown, he like immediately had his profile reflect that. So I feel like branding is a really big thing that I need to focus on, and like staying consistent in that. Realistically, I probably should have my profile pictures updated, at least in my opinion, because face value is really big for me. What's up, fool? How are you? Hi, Pack. How art thou? How are y'all doing today? Happy Friday, by the way. Happy Friday. Yeah, I think that's a big thing for me is I need to just make sure that I'm investing in my offline content so that when people are looking at me, they have something up to date that is relevant to who I am. Another thing is obviously to be delusional to be successful. I think I'm incredibly delusional. I literally have sat here and been like, I have no doubt in my mind that I'll be very successful in my life. From a very young age, I was like, I will be a millionaire one day. Even whenever I was a little jit, I was like, I will be successful. I will be a millionaire. I will be rich. I will be able to do whatever I want. That is something that I've been telling myself pretty much my entire life. So I'm going to stand by that, and I'm going to believe in myself for that. Let's see. When things are going well, content is easy. Set up a game plan. That's obviously a really big thing that I keep saying is right now we all have the New Year's effect. We currently have the New Year's effect, which is, everyone has motivation. Everyone feels like they're on the same wavelength. And I feel like a really big thing that you can do to set a game plan is be very selective about who you spend your time with as well. That's something that I'm doing. I am being incredibly picky about who I surround myself with. And apologies to my roommates for having to hear me like rant about like, I don't want to hang out with this person. I don't want to hang out with this person. Like, they're like, okay, bro, we get it. You want to isolate yourself, whatever. But no, I do. Like, I feel like I'm at a period where I kind of just want to be only with my close friends, my family. I don't have a partner, so I don't have to worry about that. My dog, I kind of like, in order for me to have a game plan is like, I need to really be aligned with myself, and I need to know how to take accountability and be disciplined past motivation. This is a really big thing that everyone's going to have to deal with. This, again, New Year's effect. How do you take the motivation that you have now, and how do you take the SEO advantage, and whenever it goes away, how do you pivot, and how do you maintain the consistency? Because content is one of the least, like, there's both instant gratification and like no instant gratification. But the thing with instant gratification in content specifically is a lot of things that give you instant gratification are not the things that actually pay off in the long run. So, and I hate saying this because I invest so much time into short form, and short form is very important. Don't get me wrong. Like, short form is why I still have an audience today, right? But short form doesn't pay the bills, nor does it have the same turnover rate that like long form content does. And again, long form content is a completely different community, but it's just as important, and it all feeds into each other. So it's like, I don't want to stop investing in one side to invest in the other, but I really do need to focus more on YouTube, because that's going to be something that carries me much further. And that actually goes into one of my big goals. Is my goal for 2026 is to be able to quit my job. Scary, shocker. I want to be able to quit my job. I want to make enough money off of brand deals, ads, subs, YouTube, all of it, like short form content. I want to make enough money to be able to quit my job and just focus on it, right? Because one big thing that I do, and I know I compare myself a lot, but one thing that I do really, really well is I manage, not in a healthy way. Okay, let me say this: I'm not a healthy person. I am overly obsessed with work. I don't sleep enough. I don't eat enough. I don't go outside enough. The only reason I go outside is for my dog. So whenever I say this, take it with a grain of salt. One thing that I do really well is I still like work incredibly hard, even with my full-time job. That is something that I'm very proud of myself for, is being able to work a job and do content. But I would love to be in a position where I'm able to like relax a little bit, but also work harder on content. So, I'd like to be able to quit my full-time job. That would be amazing. That's one of my goals. Damn, schlobber on your own shit harder. And I will. Don't worry. We're only on the first page. I will be slobbering on my shit for a while. Oh, wait, don't say that. I'm sponsored. See, this is why I need my, oh gosh. Next point is, listen, this is why I just need to not talk to you guys. Hi, best boy. How are you? Hello, welcome in. Chilling today. LeBron didn't go to the bum heat. I did see that. I actually did see that. Also, hi, Calvin. I hope you're having a good day. Oh, everyone's having a good day. Happy Friday. Good notes so far. Not going to lie. Thank you. Hi, Ade. And also, I'm sure all my friends are going to be like, okay, go ahead and send that over. Because, bro, the amount of people who text me, can you send me the Bible? I was like, dang, give me a second. I literally just finished it today, by the way. I just finished it today. Another thing is discipline and goal making matters. Motivation's fleeting. We just talked about that. Swing that. I will share it. I will share it with you guys. Don't worry. Journaling. Oh my gosh, guys. I journaled for the first time in a while yesterday. Well, at least in the traditional sense. I used my actual journal for the first time in a while. Usually I just like write my stuff down in like notes, or I like write music about it. But I did an actual journal yesterday, and I was really proud of myself, and it actually felt really good. Anyway, making a schedule and sticking to it. I'm actually really good at this. Fun. I know it doesn't seem like it. Because I overwork myself a lot. But I'm actually really good at making it. I'm good at adhering to a schedule whenever I actually make a schedule. Not to brag or anything. I'm really good at whenever I actually adhere to it. I used to have my entire life time blocked. I don't know if you guys know this, but I used to time block my entire life, and it was the best I ever felt because I'm an incredibly type A person. So like whenever I'm able to work under that, it just like is so calming for me because I just take a little bit of time, just a little bit, a few hours every week, and I just write out everything that I want to do that week, and then I section it out into all my free time, and then I still have time to doom scroll, hang out with my friends, go on walks. It's just like really, it's so nice. I'm not good at schedules. Bro, I'm so good at schedules. It's just that living in LA, everything can be seen as an opportunity. And this is something that I need to rewire. This is why I think I'm not going to the OSCS party tonight or the Arky Yugi party tonight. Is because I spend so much time looking at opportunities like outwardly that I don't spend a lot of time taking advantage of like the few hours that I would be out, you know, to work on myself or even my content or hang out with my friends one-on-one. Because it's like, realistically, do those people fuck with me? Kinda, sorta. But I wouldn't say that we're friends. You should still go, not gonna lie. The thing is like, I go to every single event that I get invited to, which I don't think is necessarily bad, but I'm also burnt. I feel like at a certain point, you have to be like, okay, what's more important? Like, networking or like solidifying the loose relationships that I have like here, right? I have a lot of people that I know that I've never worked with. I have a lot of people that I know that I've reached out to and I can't hang out with them because I'm constantly tired. Networking, isn't this the guy who doesn't leave his house? Isn't this the guy who doesn't really collab? Isn't this the guy who be tired? The thing is, I'm constantly tired. You guys aren't going to change my mind about this, by the way. Whenever I make up my mind on something, you can't change it. I don't think I'm going to go because I'm fucking exhausted. I'm tired of shit. And like, I think that's actually, this is a really good point. This is something that happens a lot on the internet. People are like, oh, but you're not going to network. You're going to miss out on an opportunity. Oh, you need to take advantage of this and you need to take advantage of that. But it's like, you're so busy taking advantage from of things externally that you're not taking advantage of the people that are already in your corner. Like, I've reached out to a lot of people that are going to be at the party, right? And I've been aired by a lot of them. I've met most of the people that are going to the party and nothing has come from it, right? It's like, it's not about networking or showing face. It's not getting reps. The thing is, I'm going to get the reps again. I get invited to stuff. I get invited to things all the time. And I go all the time. Guys, do I need to count how many Partiful events I've been to in the last couple of months? Do you guys want to know how many events I've been to in the last few months? And this is only Partiful events. One sec. Let me count for you. Let's go to the start of the summer. Let's go to May. Since May, I've been to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 events. I've been to 29 events in the last 3 months. I'm not going. I'm not going. Because guess what? Yes, I've met some great people at those events, but nothing has come from it. And part of why nothing has come from it is because I have nothing to show for myself outside of my live streams and my short form content. I don't know how to explain this to you guys. I live in LA. I live in a place of like clout takes overall, right? And why would I not invest in my personal content, which would then make me more popular, which would then make me more worthwhile, quote unquote, in their heads over just going to a party to show face? You know what I mean? It's like, that's the thing. And I'm not like criticizing anyone for that. I do the same thing. I don't do it numerically, but like if I look at somebody and I think they're not working as hard as me, I am also thinking they are going to hold me back. I don't want to hang out with people that don't work hard. I don't want to hang out with people who don't prioritize their content. I don't want to hang out with people that would go to a party over work on the stuff that they know that they need to get done, you know? So why would I not treat myself and hold myself to the same standard? Why would I go out tonight when I know I have a lot of content to work on? I know I'm burnt out. I know I'm tired. I know I need to ideate. I know that I need to plan segments. I know that I have a big event next month. Be on the lookout for that. I know I need to have more meetings. I know I need to actually talk to my friends that I care about and I love over go to a party. There's a party all the time in LA. How do I tell you? If I somehow in this stream and I'm like, man, I have so much energy. Let me swing by. Yeah, I'll go. But right now, I'm depleted. I don't know how to, like, I can't explain to you guys how depleted I am. And again, I literally said this the other day. It is not y'all's responsibility. It is not your job to hold space for me and my emotions and my, like, energy whatsoever. That's not what you're here for. You're going to be entertained, right? Like, y'all are here to hee ha ha at me, usually. Right now, I'm doing an educational segment. But, you know, for the most part, y'all are here to have a good, jolly time. Like, you guys don't need to care about my energy. But you guys should know that, like, whenever I say I'm depleted, I am beyond depleted. Like, I don't think you know how much of a deal, like, how big of a deal it is for me to say I'm burnt out and I'm, like, my energy is gone. Because I am one of those people where I don't believe in, like, and this is crazy, I don't believe in showing certain emotions on stream during certain things because I'm like, my job as a streamer is to entertain. And if I know I can't show up for myself like that, then I don't go. You know? Hey, Caillou Woos, would you go to Streamer Prom me? Well, I know nothing about you, Caps. You can, we have a Discord segment soon. Wait, message me on Discord. It's the same name. It's Caillou Woos. We can do a Discord segment to see if I hate you or not. And we can see if we'll go to Streamer Prom together. Sat for this? Oh my gosh. And also I love this. When I go to Streamer Prom with me, Hood Genius, add me on Discord. I'll call you for a segment and I'll see if I hate you or not. Is your Twitter clout enough to get into... Actually, yeah, I could see you getting into Streamer Prom with your Twitter clout. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, another one. Discoverability on Twitch's ass. Duh. We already know this. We all know this. What the flip is a Streamer Prom? Okay, now, if you put those two words together, what does that mean to you? What's a streamer? What's prom? That's what it is. Discoverability on Twitch is ass. This is another thing, too. Is like, oh, whoa. No, thank you. I don't want to leave a note. It's a big thing for me. I just don't invest in... No, I'm not doing it right now. I'm doing I'm doing a sponsored segment right now. This is a really big thing for me. Is like I am very up to date on my short form content. I feel like I'm pretty good on short form content, which is why I'm ready to like hire out, and tell people like what I want and what I don't want. You know, I'm ready to communicate that. Jeff, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Kaitel. And I really feel like investing in my long form segments is going to do a lot for me. Because again, I have good ideas. I just wrote down an idea while I was taking a poop earlier today. And I was like, that is a good one. Like, I shocked myself. I was like, that is a funny IRL segment. Like, that is a segment that I would be excited to sit down and edit and watch, you know? And I think that by trying to stream more, and that was like my only goal. My goal was like, oh, you're a part-timer, stream more, right? You guys said that to me. And it's obviously a joke. It's obviously funny. I get called a part-timer even if I streamed like 200 hours. It doesn't matter. But hearing that, I was like, okay, let me stream more. But I stream more without thinking about where it goes after that, you know? Hi, Boop. So a big thing I'm doing is I'm going back to my segments. I used to do segments all the time. I used to do tournaments. I used to host Overwatch tournaments. I used to do like more community-based stuff. I used to do like actual like series. Like I did a series where I was a bronze player playing in like GM lobbies on Overwatch back when I was an Overwatch streamer. We did the reading my crazy DMs segment. That was a fun one. We played Kahoot together and we read my DMs. Like I just want to do that consistently. I want you guys to come to stream and know, okay, I'm going to get something of value from this. And that's what like I'm trying to shift back to because I think I was doing it for a while, but then I was like, how do I just stream more? And I didn't think about like how to supplement that time with things that actually mattered. The content funnel, I'm sure you guys have already heard this part specifically. This is a part of Ludwig's lesson that was incredibly popular online. But a big thing about the content funnel is essentially, it's so easy to get lost in the sauce. It's so easy. And it's like, I feel like the intentionality is the thing that really helps you stay grounded. It's like, actually Aim High said it if you guys don't know, Aim High used to be Your Rage's creative director. He's incredibly talented. whenever we went to SU this time around, we're getting on the bus and he's literally just going, create with intention, like as we're getting on the bus. He's like, whatever you do, it can be a fun, silly segment, but make sure you're doing it intentionally. And that was so helpful for me as I was getting on the bus and heading out to SU again, because it's a lot. I don't know the last time that you guys have been in an audience or like in a crowd of 120 plus people, I guess closer to 200 people whenever we got there. 200 people all trying to IRL with bad Wi-Fi, bad internet, a bunch of different personalities. People are more clouded than you. People are egoing you. You still have to get your clip off. You're meeting people that you look up to. That's how I felt with like Ludwig. Like I ran into Ludwig while I was like headed to my dorm, and I was just like, oh my God, that's fucking Ludwig, you know? Like, I mean, hecking Ludwig, it's fine. HyperX knows what I am. But, you know, like, it was one of those things where I was like, how do I still create intentional content while being a fan at the same time, right? Like, I can't just, like, fan out. I can't just be like, oh my God, you're so cool. Love your content. Let me get a picture and then walk away. You know, I need to show them my personality. It's also like a business thing where I want them to like me, right? I want them to like me. I want them to see me now, and I want to grow enough to where they incorporate me into their content in the future. That's ultimately the goal. Like, these are my coworkers, and I'd like to be working alongside them. Did I watch Ludwig before I took his class? Yes. I've watched Ludwig for years. I'm very deep on Pogger's internet. I'm actually new to WL. I only started getting into WL like a year and a half ago. But other than that, I was Poggers. I was like 20. I was Among Us, right? Like in the Among Us era, that's when I started watching him. So I've watched him for like 5 years or something like that. Like really watch him. I was watching Ludwig before I was a streamer. So yeah, I was watching Ludwig, Ray. I was watching all of them before I was ever a streamer. Yeah, they are very big inspirations to me. Holy shit. Okay, calm down. Yeah, it's a business, but at the same time, it's not. It's like it's like every single time you interact with someone, it's a networking opportunity, which is also why I think that parties aren't that big of a deal, because I've met people at a restaurant, you know? I've met other streamers at restaurants. Like, oh, hey, like, I see some of your stuff online. Like, let's sync up another time. Like, enjoy your dinner, whatever, you know? Like, let me just, like, walk out to people like, oh, my God, I recognize you, whatever. What does Poggers mean? Poggers is an emote, and it's just, Poggers is an emote, and that's just what belongs to the calm, because people like used to spam Pog in chat. So people used to spam Pog in chat, and so that's why they're called Poggers. And then WL, obviously people spam W's and L's. That's how they got their name. It's very easy. None about Rage was a plug channel. Dang! POG is Pog. I remember those days. Yep. I think that Pog was the first emote I ever used on Twitch. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm deep WL. I am. But yeah, content funnel. If you guys don't know, the overview is stream, right? Your stream. You have a segment. This is my content funnel right now. Right now, my content funnel is I'm going over the Streamer University Content Bible. Ads. Oh fuck. Should I wait? Darn. Man, I forgot that I did 3 minutes every half hour so that we don't have 1.5 for every fuck. I have turbo. Okay, good. Should I just wait the 2.5 minutes? Should I just wait it out? I'll just wait it out. It's fine. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Oh wait, here, let me do this. Wow, W Daily Goons from Shofe and Bionic. Oh, I missed a 5-stream streak. Oops. Thank you, Wes, for the 5-stream streak. Thank you for the 35-stream streak, Bionic. W Daily Goon, Prince, W Daily Goon, Zimmer, W Daily Goon, Lauren, W Daily Goon, Hood, Genius. There we go. Doing good. Yay! Added me back on Discord. Oh my God. I'm gonna lose all my sponsors. No, I'm not. It's all good. Everything's fine, guys. Everything's fine. Wait, let me profile. Accept. This is someone you don't know. I know Mr. Hood Genius from the big Twitter. Stop. Don't say that. We're in the middle of a sponsor segment. Shug, what's up? Green Goblin. I won't make a joke, but thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Kytel. Oh, Shug, wait, can you hit me up so we can do the R6 segment, I need to become a gamer. Bro, these ads are so long. 3 minutes is the longest time ever. I just want to talk. I just want to talk so bad. W sponsored. Yes, W sponsored stream. If you guys wait, I'm gonna show you guys my monitor again because it's huge. Just in case you guys don't know what I'm working with right now. This is what I'm streaming off of currently. And it is nice. Look at her. Oh, big boy. Big boy monitor. Big boy monitor. It's so nice. I honestly, my room at night, undefeated. My room during the day, don't look at it. At nighttime, it's a little fancy in here. It's a little fancy. You like the wallpaper on the left monitor and the right? Well, I guess on both. The left one is from Spy Family. The right one is just a random wallpaper. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that my room looks better at nighttime. Because I don't use my overhead lights. I only use my key light. I don't really turn on my overhead lights. It's Yor. Yes, I love Yor. She's so cutesy. I love her so much. Bro, I want to get into cosplay. I should hit some people up. I have some friends out here in LA that actually do really great cosplays. I should talk to them. I just have a broken laptop with 4 gigabytes of RAM. I'm not gonna flex on you. I won't flex on you. I'm not gonna flex on you. I'm just gonna say shout out HyperX. I'm just gonna say whenever it comes to laptops, shout out HyperX on that one too, bro, because they got me there as well. You just gotta start. Yeah, but I want to make it like a segment. Like I want to like learn about it. I want to hear people's perspectives and shit. Okay, and stuff. I mean, okay, the content funnel. I think this is like something that a lot of people do naturally well whenever it comes to clips. Is they go live, they go, I'm going to do the segment, and I'm going to get my clips off. The real one that you should be doing is like the one that also helps feed into your YouTube. I'm not going to get super deep into this because Ludwig literally says it way better than I ever could. But essentially, make a segment for stream, split those into your videos for YouTube, take those videos for YouTube, make them into shorts, and repeat. That's what it is. Hi, Naya. That's literally what it is. I will say his tip about using VO to make it feel more like a recorded video, I think is very smart. I'm going to be doing that because I literally already have a script for this project. If you guys don't know, this content Bible is not just like information for you guys. This isn't me just like farming SU content. I'm going to be honest, farming SU content's actually really dumb because once like all the hype dies off from it, people are like, okay, who are you? Who are you outside of someone who knows a lot about Stream University? So like I'm not basing my content in Stream University. This happens to be information from SU. It's a branding thing, whatever. But this is something that I'm going to be doing for the next 5 months. I'm going to be taking all the information from this document and I'm going to be like sectioning it out into my content strategy. And that is going to allow me to like have something to follow that is tried and true by other creators. And then over time, I'm going to like alter it to fit my schedule, my content, my workload. Sorry, I'm so burpy. I'm drinking a sparkling water. I forgot why I don't drink sparkling water on stream. I'm remembering now. But it's so yummy. It's so yummy though. Which is what his last point was actually is do what's best for your content and your time. But be brave and try new things too. Which I think I'm pretty good at that whenever I get out of my loop of just playing video games. But man, January was just so fun, bro. January was so fun because we were just playing video games, we were IRLing, we were doing all this stuff. I feel like, but I don't know if you guys remember, but my viewership like spiked in January. In January, I got incredibly lucky. Me going live more actually did help my viewership because I was going live in a house with Catalixia and Snowcone, and we were doing a lot of stuff together. So I naturally spiked up. The thing that I did wrong was I only created clips out of it. I didn't make long form videos. If I made long form videos out of everything that we did in January, I would be in a much better position. Hi, Zane. When I watch you, I don't really think of SU. You kind of do your own thing. Yeah, exactly. That's what I tried doing. Yeah, exactly. Like right after SU, I did wine. I made my own wine. We did pottery. Yeah, we did like cooking streams more. We went zip lining. We hit some fun collabs. And I feel like those are the things that I really did enjoy. And then I again started like trying to just stream more, and I wasn't being intentional about my content. But yeah, I think that going back to my list, I don't want to show you guys because I don't want to leak all my ideas. I don't want you guys to steal them before I can actually do them. But I have a document and it's like 50 ideas. It's just like a list of ideas that it would be so fun for stream. They're just untouched. I just haven't done them. The great thing is I don't even have to like ideate that much. I mean, I'm still gonna do it every day, but like I don't even have to think about ideas that much. It's not as urgent because I can literally section out segments right now out of things that I just want to do. Can we see one that's already been done? Like in the streamer universe in general that I can leak because it would be a different perspective because I'm a woman, is I want to become a frat guy for a day, which I know a lot of guys do it, but I want to do it as a woman. I want to, because I feel like I have a very big reputation of like being one of the guys. I just kind of am, I don't know why I fell into that. It's the same way where guys end up as like, oh, you're one of the girls. I end up in that kind of cycle just because of who I hang out with and like the kind of content that I make. My audience is primarily men, you know, so I just have that kind of personality. But I feel like it'd be so fun to become a frat guy for a day. That's what I want to do. I feel like that'd be so fun. Outfits, attitude, party, sporting event maybe a little tailgate situation. But I feel like that would be really fun. That's one of them. And then we have like, I have some stuff that I want to do with my friends too. Like doing another, like I want to do another Eagle Scout stream. That's something that I've already done. But another Eagle Scout stream would be so incredibly fun to do. Eagle Scouts is something I did right off of SU last year. I got a group of us together. We went into the forest and we tried earning as many Eagle Scout badges as we could. Pitching tents, cooking. I wanted to try starting a fire, but that's against the rules in California because we are too prone for forest fires, and I didn't want to burn down California, or get a fine. Like not tying, things like that. I feel like all those things just like it's so. The thing is that as a core idea, it's not crazy, but it is so fun whenever you execute it properly with people who are actually funny. And that's the kind of stuff that I like to do. I don't want to do stuff that's like, I'm poor, you know? Okay, fine, I'm not poor. I shouldn't say that. But I'm a growing creator, right? I don't want to invest all of my money, like every single dollar, into these super big ideas once a month. I'd rather do pretty fun ideas pretty consistently, you know? And that's more of the stuff that I plan out, where it's like becoming a frat guy for a day. It's not expensive. I just need to like find someone to let me hang out with their frat for a day, you know? You have the same idea, bro. It's so fun because I'm just thinking about the one time I did a keg stand in college, and I was like, I get it. Like you guys have some fucking fun, you guys have some good fun around here. You know what I mean? I'm not originally from California. I'm originally from Virginia, then Texas, and then California. I've been on all the coasts and the centrals. Let's see, where else are we? Okay. Oh yeah. I think this is a good note too. Every time you create content, you're competing with every single person on the platform, not just the creators your size. I think this is something that's really easy to forget. And I think that this is something that stood out to me a lot because it kind of reminds me not to compare my numerics to people. Listen, I'd be comparing myself, at least workload-wise. I compare myself work-wise. But analytically, I don't think that I'm like super bad about comparison. But whenever you break it down like this, it's like, okay, well, if you're going to compare yourself to your like immediate peer, also you got to also compare yourself to the biggest person on the platform because you're all doing the same thing. You know, you're all doing the same thing. It doesn't matter. So that kind of is like grounding for me. It's like, oh, if I'm competing with everyone, then I don't really need to like look at any one person. Professor Uwu sounds good right now. I'm going to be honest. The big Uwu's professor, I'm just regurgitating information to you guys right now. This is just my breakdown and like where I'm headed with my content. One, because it's fun. Two, because we have a lot of creators in our community. We have so many creators in our community. And hopefully by breaking this down in like my mind, my little baby brain, it can help you guys like think about it too. Also, it's just fun to kind of like bounce ideas off of each other. W Ray Twitter follow. Oh, I know. Isn't that so sweet of her? I was so taken aback when she followed me. I was so happy. I was like, oh, Ray. Ray is very sweet. I hope to be able to work with her one day in the future. The next thing that Ludwig made, his next point was stop clip farming and start making money. The way you talk sounds convincing enough. You could sell me a pin. I just have a very, I don't know. I never did business, but I did filmmaking. So I had to be very firm and brave. Like I have to be able to get my point across. And also because of college. College was a really big thing too. I was telling this to Chloe and J-Bro the other day because I think we were talking about the way that I speak. We were literally talking about the way that I talk. And I was telling him, I was like, well, whenever you're in lectures and you show someone a piece of your art and it's a classroom of 30 to 50 people tearing your piece of work apart, you learn how to stand up for you learn how to talk back. You learn how to explain things. You learn how to explain, I understand where you're coming from, but my intention was this, and it was shown through XYZ, And so because of that, that is where I have developed how I speak. That is why I speak the way that I do, because although filmmaking is not a business, it is incredibly personal, and you have to learn how to talk to people so that you don't sound so emotional about it. Because whenever you get emotional about a piece of art, people immediately are like, you're emotionally connected to it. You're too biased. I don't believe you. This is bad. So that's why I talk the way I do. It's because film is very business coded outside of the creator side. And I worked as a producer, so I handled a lot of money. I talked to a lot of businesses. I had to make random businesses comfortable with me shooting in their buildings with a group of 18 to 21-year-olds. I was handling thousands of dollars of crowdfunded money as a 20-year-old. I couldn't even purchase alcohol, and people trusted me with thousands of dollars to put together a film. I was like, well, I should have robbed them. I should have paid myself back in the day. How many gifted to do a cooking collab? I feel like it's not even a matter of gifted. I just have to like your content. Cause I'm not gonna get paid and then force my comm to watch something like a bad piece of content. But if I like you, you can have 2 average viewers. If I like you, I'll still work with you. I don't care about numbers, bro. I really don't. I just care about the craft. Which is also one of my problems. My friend and I talked about this, and I was like, I'm just so used to not making money off of the things that I love that making money off a stream just always seems so foreign, I've never done stuff for money because I just do things because I love it so much. I am a love of the game person. I do everything for the love of the game. I got a film degree. Why would I do that? Why would you get a film degree? That makes no money. If anything, you're just at a net negative for that. You're at a net negative for that piece of paper. Why would you ever do that? Because I love it. And that's just how I operate personally. Okay, Dr. Doofenshmirtz. That is what my wine is called. The wine that we made is actually named after Dr. Doofenshmirtz. Fun fact. I had to burp again. This sparkling water is eating me up. Gab, Floral, Mage, thank you for the Daily Goons. Oh, Shinobi too. W Daily Goons. Okay, there we go. Okay, next section is Good Waffle. Wow, we low-key need to speed this up. We're 50 minutes in the stream. We're still just on Ludwig's. Anyway, stop clip farming and start making money. This is another thing that Ludwig talked about on day 2. I will say this section is not as in-depth because a lot of it is example-based. Again, it literally says it up here. This section uses real examples of people's finances, won't be taking note of a full breakdown, right at details that can be applied to content workflows and statements that contribute to deeper thinking about being a streamer or creator. Full breakdown is in the video that is posted. And one really big thing, and this is something that Agent says too in his, a lot of people get millions of clicks and views, but the money they're receiving is not equivalent to the attention that they're getting. Agent said something incredibly similar. Agent said, everyone can know you and you can still be broke. And I think this is a really big thing, a really big problem that we have in the IRL space, especially the SU IRL space, because so many people are like, you have to stay relevant. You need your numbers up. And one thing that we do is we lean on analytics of other platforms that we might not care about as much to prove that we are hardworking and worthwhile, right? My thing, I get millions of impressions on Instagram. right? Millions. So many people see my content. I get so many comments. I get reposts. I get likes. I get DMs. It doesn't matter. I still don't make money. I still don't make money off of it, right? Because short form content doesn't care. And there's something that people say, there's something people talk about is, why do short form platforms feel the need to pay you whenever you're going to post regardless, right? So there's a reason why they don't pay us, and it's because we're going to post regardless of if they pay us or not. We've proven it. We've proven that we're going to post, right? So we're not going to get a lot of money out of it. And that is why, too, you have to think about if you want it to be a business. I think the biggest thing that I've realized through talking to my friends that are successful, talking to, the professors, watching through all the lectures, a really big thing is, do you want it to be a business? Because if you want it to be a business, then you need to run it like a business. And it can still be fun and you can still love it, but you have to think critically. You have to think about how you can get the advantage. And just because, this is something that Agent also speaks about, just because you're trying to make money does not mean that you're trying to be selfish. And this is a really big thing that I have a hard time with is I love money. Okay? I love money. If you guys have ever heard me talk about how many jobs I worked growing up, I started working when I could get a job, and I worked 2 jobs until I was 21 because I loved money so much. From 16 to 21, I worked at least 2 jobs. And the only reason I stopped working multiple jobs was because I got a full-time job that paid me enough to cover even more than the 2 would. And even then, I still pick up freelance work every now and then. Every now and then, I'll still work extra just for extra money, just because I like it, just because I just like money. Okay, I love grinding. Unfortunately, I am a workaholic. Do not ever look at me. I'm a victim of hustler culture. I will push myself over the edge just to prove that I can. Okay, I'm terrible about that. But the thing is, I've always taken money from corporations, never from people. And that's a hard thing for me with content, is I don't ever want my audience to feel like I'm trying to use them just for the money, but I also need money in order to proceed forward in the journey of content, right? If I would like to elevate to a certain point, I do need more money. If I want to do certain ideas, I need more money. And that's just a fact of the matter. So something that Ludwig presents to us very well is, do you want to be a streamer, or do you want what streaming can get you? Right? I've made it very clear. I love streaming. I find it very fun. I also want streaming to open other doors for me, because I believe that my personality comes out in a very great way on stream. I think streaming is a big advantage for me. I think I'm a streamer at heart. It's easy for me. Again, I think it's a skill to be able to sit in front of a camera, in front of people that are sometimes talking, sometimes not, and just be able to talk for hours or put segments together consistently, right? It's a challenging thing to do for some people. And I feel like for me, I love streaming, but I also need to understand how to leverage it so that it can be a consistent for me. The way that it is right now is I will not be able to continue streaming long term if I don't make some stuff shake. You know what I mean? So that's a really big thing. Oh, here we go. Yes, expectation of viewers. That's a really big thing. Expectation of viewers is something that's important, because whenever you post short form content, if you're not adhering to that and your long form content, there's a wall that people hit. I think that my short form content is pretty on brand with my long form content. Let's take a look. Let's see what I've been up to. We have most of my content is me talking to people. And that is indeed my humor. That's how I like to stream. This is just me. This is just a Kaya Wu stream, but with different people. I would do these things with anybody. It's just us hanging out. You know what I mean? These are all very simple clips. And I think that's the advantage here, is these are all things that I would do regardless. Live stream, short form, and that's the advantage there. So meeting the expectation of the viewers. You cannot always be the clip. Of course, he said, unless you're Ron. Shout out Ron. He is always the clip. Let's see. This is what we just talked about, blah, blah, blah. Ways to grow as a streamer, building relationships with people around you, authenticity and kindness. This is a really pressing people like the true Cali person you are. I mean, listen, some people need to get pressed sometimes. Some people need to realize that they're not bigger than the program. Okay? That sparkling water is getting flat from the way that I'm drinking it. I don't know how. I think this is something that I do really well. I really think that my biggest fault is my long form content. Like, if I'm being completely honest, it was the fact that I hadn't been multi-streaming. That's crazy, by the way. The fact that I don't multi-stream more is a problem. And also the fact that I don't post my long form content so that people know what I do is another problem. But I think that I am very good at authenticity and kindness. I think that building relationships with the people around me, I think this is the hardest part for me because I get so exhausted. And I get anxiety. I get imposter syndrome. I don't like approaching people. I don't like assuming that people want to spend time with me. I'm one of those people where naturally, if someone shows that they don't want to be around me, I'm like, okay, then let me remove myself. Where content is a thing where you kind of just have to insert yourself, regardless of if you think people like you or not. That's something I've been working on. What makes a stream good? Honestly, you can get a video out of it and clips, a balance. I think my biggest thing is as long as I get a video out of it, I'll get a clip out of it. And I know I can do it. That's the thing. I know I can do it. I just need to be better about actually setting up segments. Here comes the burp, the sparkling water. It has hands. I'm telling you. Oh, gosh. This is another thing that both Ludwig and Agent said. It's funny that Ludwig got teacher or professor of the year because I was listening to Ludwig's lecture and I was listening to Agent's lecture, and they have a lot of crossover points. But yeah, a big idea does not necessarily mean that you're going to increase viewership, but it does indeed bring in new eyes and viewers, which is long-term better for you. This is one thing that I need to work on is, well, honestly, well, no, my thing is I need to scale back. My thing is I need to scale back more because I do big things, but I want to do so many big things that they don't get the proper care afterwards. I need to work on making sure to properly see my projects through past the end of the actual event and all the way to short form and long form content. Ludwig needed to be on stage to announce Streamer Games anyway. What do you mean? Oh, like he needs talk about the students? Yeah. Oh, spicy. Oh, wow. Spicy. Goodness gracious. I don't know if I'll watch Streamer Games this year. Why? Why or why not? Love your energy, Shiryu. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That is very sweet. Sorry, I'm going through it right now. I just chugged sparkling water for some reason, and it's like hard to breathe. It's like attacking me from the inside. It's like, oh my gosh. Oh, wow. I need to chill on the sparkling waters. No, like, actually, my tummy feels silly. Like, my tummy feels weird. I don't know what I did. Okay, anyway. Oh, yes, he said, this is the Christmas thing. He basically said, like, make sure that you're pulling yourself forward for the next thing. My thing is, I always have an event. I love events. I love hosting events. So exciting. I love just, like, thinking of an idea, saying it out loud, and being like, I'm going to do it. That's how Field Day happened. That's what Eagle Scouts happened. I just say it out loud, and I'm like, I'm going to do it. And that is, I'm not going to announce it, but I do have a project that I'm working on for next month. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be, it's inspired by the Agent Cinna COD Zombies collab. I'll say that. It's inspired by that heavily. I love sparkling water. What do you mean? I love it. Yeah, I was like, me too. But you know what's crazy is I haven't been excited about a stream in a long time. And I think that's another thing that I'm reflecting on is whenever I look at all the stuff I'm trying to do, at first I felt like so weighed down. I'm going to have to burp again. I feel it. Oh my God. Oh, wow. There's like a pre-burp to that one. But for a long time, you know, like I'm like looking at all the stuff I need to do. I'm like, I need to do shorts. I need to do long form. I need to do my posts on all these platforms. I need to do community stuff. And I was looking at it in a way where I had to do it rather than formatting it in a way where I was looking forward to doing it. Because I think that shifting my perspective from I have to do this thing to I get to do this thing, right? Like, I say this a lot. I'm so privileged. I'm a streamer, right? Like, I get to sit here and I have people hang out with me for hours, like multiple times a week. Like, if I look at my watch time of people that have watched me this year, like, that's crazy. Actually, you know what? Let's look at it. Let me pull it up. Because I feel like this changes perspective a lot. Let me find my analytics dashboard. Overview. Watch time. Where is it? Average viewer time stream. Minutes watched. Here we go. Minutes watched from the beginning of this year to now is what? 1.83 million. That's crazy. Yeah. This is my analytics for the last year, close to the last year. January 1st to July 24th, 1.83 million minutes watched. That's kind of crazy. That's insane. People spent that much time just watching my content. And I'm going to like even think, oh, well, I have to do this thing for stream. Like, that's crazy. Granted, there was one day that was just like insane. I don't know what happened that day, but that's so much watch time, right? Like, that's people's lives. I've taken 1.83 million minutes of people's lives in just the last 7 months. If I'm not putting my best foot forward to make it worthwhile for you guys, like, I just feel like I don't even deserve to be a streamer, you know? That's like the mindset I'm trying to shift into and like be consistent about. Be different. I feel like this is something that I let myself down in. Again, I already said this. I have really good ideas. I just don't follow through on it. The last stream does not. Oh yeah, this is also a thing. Streaming isn't permanent. The last stream doesn't determine the failure or success of the next one. Some days I have hundreds of viewers in here. Some days I have 20. Like, I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't understand it at all. I don't know what makes 100 people click in some days, and I don't know what makes nobody click in other days. It doesn't matter. But like, streaming is probably the thing that you have the least control over. From, you know, what everyone has said. Streaming is the thing that you have the least control over. And I want to look at streaming more as it's my time to, one, have fun and hang out, but also my time to do basically a live recording of a video. Because I suck at recording videos, by the way. I try to sit down and record videos. I'm ass. I'm terrible. It's so hard for me to sit down, look at the camera, no chat, no nothing. Like, literally, I could have 0 people in chat. And I know this because I have an alt account. I have an alt account that I stream off of that people don't really show up to because I don't really plug it. I'll stream on that to nobody, and I feel so comfortable. Nobody in chat, nobody watching, nobody vibing. But for some reason, just knowing I'm live, it changes my brain chemistry. There's like it's my real self and Kai Wu's. And the only way I can like fully access Kai Wu's is if I'm IRL streaming or if I'm live. Like, if I just have to be live in some way, you know? So that's a really big thing. Of course, Ludwig's stuff was very focused on YouTube. His next point was, you suck at YouTube. He is correct. I will say that since I have listened to the big Ludwig and friends, yes, there's going to be a VOD, Kev. Since I've listened to Ludwig and friends, I have gotten, let me pull up my YouTube analytics, because my goal is to get monetized on YouTube, of course, you know. Hi, Nastra. Welcome in. W Raid. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Hello. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you. Since listening to this advice, hi, Sydney. Welcome in. Yeah, trading streams like live recordings, it's so much easier. How was your stream? What were you up to today? Howdy. Yeah, since listening to that advice, these are my current analytics since all the SU stuff started happening. I have gained I have about 100K more views than usual. That's just from posting better shorts. That's the SU effect. That doesn't really count. I've gained 138 subscribers on an account that does not have a lot. 82 more than usual. And the biggest thing that I've done is I've increased my watch time. I have 409 hours of watch time more than usual. All because I listened to this. Like, I started changing my mindset when SU started. And since SU started, I have like, what is that, 400? Almost 500 Yeah. Well, 400 hours more than usual, which is just insane. Like that's pretty crazy. But yeah, it just shows that listening to advice from people goes a long way. Like if someone knows something, you should maybe at least try it. So that's another reason why I'm just like really head down grinding, is because for the first time ever, I'm actually gaining watch hours. And that's without me implementing a lot of stuff already. Like if you look at my channel, I've been posting some videos. I've been working on it. Let's see. Since the 17th. There you go. Since the 17th, I've been posting more consistently. I just had to look at that. Also, new YouTube video coming out today. Yay. Let's see. Where was I? Let me pull this up. Okay, there we go. Okay, you suck at YouTube. Yay. Yeah, good at short form. Long form is lacking. I think a lot of us understand that. Also, short form is just so fast. You know, short form is so easy to do. You don't have to make a long form video, you have to put more time into it than a short form video, you know? Unless you're like one of the short form editors that goes like absolutely nutty, in which case you got that. This is the craziest part of Ludwig's lecture, I think, because I'm a numbers person. There are 64 million active users on Kick, 240 million active users on Twitch, and 2.6 billion on YouTube. That is crazy. That's a lot of people. 2.6 billion people on YouTube is like unfathomable for me. Because I don't know if you guys, fun fact about the human brain, did you guys know that you actually can't picture numbers in your head? Like whenever you think about 2.6 billion, you are probably severely underestimating what it's like. You're also probably severely underestimating 240 and 64. But yeah, interesting fun fact about the human brain is we cannot begin to conceptualize numbers that big. And I think that's also why people's like analytics get in their head so much. It's like, I only had this many people watching me. And it's like, well, realistically, you're scared to talk in front of your classroom. So that's actually not a bad number. Loving this challenge you're doing. Thank you. Doing it for your TikTok page. Good luck, Desiree. I'm wishing you the best. Undertale. Oh, I've heard good things about Undertale. The real hard workers and hustlers are going to win in the end. Honestly, hard workers, yes. Hustlers, no, necessarily. Because it's more so the people who understand the game are going to win in the end. You don't actually need to be that talented to be successful. Which is also one of the biggest blows to my heart and my ego whenever it comes to this entire lesson is it is really about optimization. It's about packaging and optimization. It's about, are you being consistent? Does it look appealing in the way that it needs to, where it needs to? So like a YouTube thumbnail, right? Like there are people who have really good thumbnails. Their videos are very normal, but because someone clicks into it, they're like, well, I'm already here. I'm going to watch it now. And they just keep doing that, become successful, get money, keep it moving, right? And then there are people like me who works incredibly hard I try to work hard on everything. I'm a big perfectionist as well. And it doesn't really mean anything because I'm not doing it in a way where it's efficient, it's not consistent, and it's not packaged in a way where people care. And that's a big thing that I'm working on. I see the change on the YouTube page now. Yeah, I'm trying to learn before I hire out. That's another thing that they talk about is learning about your brand and your packaging before you hire out. Also, like, you know, let's say like your editor is overloaded, right? And you have a video that you're like, man, but I really want this video to go out now, right? Like the 420 video for HTHO. I feel like this is a good example. The 420 video on HTHO, I had to convince my roommates to film this with me. Because it was so last minute. Like I legitimately last minute was like, guys, I promise you, like, this is a good idea. I was like, this is a really good idea. I promise you. And it ended up getting 1.4 thousand views on YouTube, which is not bad because this HHO has 93 subscribers. And at the time it had even less subscribers. This is, I think, our second video on the channel. But I was like, I believe in this project so much. And one of the reasons why it worked was because it was a timely video. It was a 420 cooking challenge and it came out on 420, right? People are looking up 420 stuff around that time. I was like, it's going to bang. I was like, I believe in it. It's going to bang. And they're like, okay, but let's say that I didn't know how to edit and I had that idea. You can't, it was also a hot job. Like I was editing it during 420. Like it was like midnight 420. I was like, oh, I need to get this video done so we can post it. If I didn't know how to edit, we would have been screwed. It would have come out. It would have come out. So you should also understand how to do the job so that you can, you have an idea. It's like, this is last minute, but I can do it, right? It's like, okay, I have this idea. I have to do it myself. Otherwise, it's not going to get out. Or someone just drops the ball. Or someone gets sick. What if someone gets pregnant, right? And they're like, oh, I go to the doctor today. What are you going to do? Not post a video? You got to know how to do stuff yourself. So that's why I've been working on learning how to make thumbnails. I hate making thumbnails, but also I hate doing most things that I'm bad at. So if I'm not naturally good at something, I probably hate it. Fun fact. Being successful on multiple different websites, you can diversify yourself, and the more safeguarded you are from potential downfalls, aka you don't lose as much money. You don't lose as much money. You don't fall off as hard whenever you have something else to lean back on. Because I am fully, my clout really just comes from Twitch and Instagram. So, and honestly, the like, what is it? Getting people to like come over is hard. So it's like, whenever my discoverability on Twitch comes from people just thinking about me, not very good, not very helpful. But if I'm on YouTube consistently, Twitter consistently, Instagram, all like, if I'm on all these platforms, I'm more top of mind. No, I wasn't a student, so Ludwig will not be checking in with me, but I will probably reach out to him. Am I interested in pursuing sponsors? Yes, I love my sponsors. Today's stream is actually sponsored by HyperX, WHyperX. We are using the 34-inch OLED monitor. It's huge. You guys are on it. My notes and stuff are on it. Everything I have to like pull up, I pull up on this side first, so I can properly like show you guys. Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's a motion party. You cannot get in. Okay. They restart whenever I end stream. If I end stream and restart stream, you can get like another one. I like making thumbnails. If you ever need an editor for them, can you DM me on Discord? W sponsor. Sorry. Packaging, thumbnails, title, video intro. I feel like video intros are probably the easiest one for me because I know, like, listen, I'm not good at recording offline, but I'm good at making a video. I believe that. If I really put my heart in it, I think I can make a good video. And I stand by that. I really do. I really do truly do stand by the fact that I can make a good video if I am actually like trying towards it. I just need to be better about actually trying. Yes, I am watching both chats, by the way, Desiree. Legendary clip. Honestly, one of my best clips I've ever made. That was so funny. I'm hilarious. Mix risks with tried and true methods. This is kind of what I'm doing with my content. So I've had a handful of people tell me, like, I do need to lower the amount of hours that I stream. If you guys don't know, I stream way too much in the last few months. Actually, last month was really just a month that I just went absolutely crazy. I don't know why I did that. Like, I have like days where I have like 25-hour streams, 20-hour streams. It was insane. Okay, I streamed. Let's see. Last month, I streamed. I don't know. Oh, in the last 30 days, I streamed 106 hours. So, that's rough. But that also means that I haven't been working. I haven't been posting enough. Anyway, that's okay. But my tried method is streams. Stream segments, I believe, are my tried methods. For YouTube, my tried and true methods are like certain challenges that I've done. Those usually do fairly well. Or not even fairly well, but they just get better reception. Like the engagement is better. Like, there aren't a lot of views, but within those views, the engagement's better on like things that are challenges. Like my cooking challenge, the making lasagna without a recipe, that one banged. That was a good video. People really enjoyed that. I don't know why I didn't do more of that. I'm stupid. But that's something that's really fun. And then my risks would be a lot of like the little one-off ideas I have and like the series that I have that I really want to get into. Like, I don't want to leak that because I don't but I have ideas that I'm like, I don't know if my audience would really like that. The nice thing though is that I'm still building my community so much between my stream and my YouTube that I can get away with a lot. Like, it's like I'm already so down that everything I do is only a benefit in the long run. Because again, it's being prepared for the luck to strike. Is there a public Google Doc that we can get this at? Yeah, I can share this with you guys. Ask people questions. This is a really big thing. This probably should be bold because this is a different section. Ask questions and ask people to help you. I tweeted. I'm a chronic tweeter. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys already know this. I'm a chronic tweeter. I tweeted that I wanted to work with a creative director. I literally said, I hope that one day I can work with a creative director. It would be really nice, be really cool. That's something that I want. And I had a lot of really cool people reach out to me. I'm not going to leak anything because we don't work together yet. And I don't know. We still have to have our meetings and stuff. I'm not going to say shit. I'm not going to say anything. W sponsor. But there are people who reach out to me that I would never have thought to talk to. There are people that I would have looked at them and I would have been like, this person is never going to work with me. They wouldn't like my content. They wouldn't like my personality, right? But by me just putting it out there and just being like, hey, I want to like have a creative director. That introduced me to like multiple people. It also introduced me to a lot of friends or like potential friends. It's only been like a couple days, so I wouldn't call them friends yet, realistically. But, it introduced me to a lot of people that I've been talking to more. And, other creators that are like, oh, I just want to, like, I'm not a creative director, but I'd love to bounce ideas off of each other. Like, I would love to hear your point of view on this. And I'm like, I'd love to hear your point of view on that. Don't ever say that ever again. It's not that I think that I'm not worth working with. It's that whenever you see someone work with someone else. So let's say Chris, for example, right? That was who Agent's cameraman was at SU this year. He was like the operations manager last year, I believe. Let's say he went into creative directing, right? Agent and I do different content. So actually, he's pretty chill though. So I need someone. Let's say Summer Baby. Summer Baby and I are very different. There we go. Let's say Summer Baby got a creative director, right? That was helping him with all his like crazy stuff. If I looked at his creative director, I would not assume that Summer Baby's creative director would want to work with me because our content types are so different. That's more so what I mean. Is like there have been people that reach out to me that work with creators that I'm like, oh, we're not very similar. But they're like, no, but I see something in you. Like I see this in you and I like that. I like this thing about you. I will say the nicest thing that somebody said was like, they're like, you like sticking to your personality is the most appealing thing about you. They're like, even you being in a group of people that are throwing sauce at each other and running around and going crazy and screaming, the fact that you don't like fight for attention and you just like allow yourself to be funny in the way that you are is what garners more attention for you. Like lean into that. And I will say that was like the nicest thing anyone said to me. I was like, that is like, thank you so much. I needed that. Because whenever you're in that community too, it's hard because, we get criticized a lot. Like, oh, you should have done this. You should have done, we get that a lot as like SU alumni and people who went back to SU. Everyone thinks that they know how to blow up. Everyone thinks that like, but it's also because audiences watch clips so much that audiences know how to farm the clip too. But they don't actually know how to, they don't really know how to do like turn it into a YouTube video. They're not really YouTube consumers and they don't know how to like make it last because they're audience members for a reason is what I like to say. Some people are obviously still streamers, but a lot of people are just clip watchers. This is a big thing that I've been looking at. If the people you work with suck, it means you suck too. This is a great point that he made. There have been times where I'm like working with an editor and I'm like, why can we not get this right? And I realize it's because I suck at conveying what I want. And that's also why I've been hunkering down on watching content that I align with, that I enjoy, and asking those people's editors questions. I literally DM'd someone yesterday, what font do you use? What font do you use for this video? Got an answer. Like, it's little things like that that allow you to like really cultivate like your craft. What about that one nice thing I said to you that one time? I don't know what you're talking about. Don't trust the teacher. This is something that Ludwig said. This is actually the entire premise of my YouTube video. I'm going to be making this if you guys didn't hear me say this earlier, I'm going to be making this an ongoing series. And a really big thing that I have is, SU happens. You're talking to all these professors. You're hearing their point of views. But all of these people, well, not all. Well, actually, yeah. Most of the professors blew up before the short form content game started. So I really want to test how easy it is to gain, financial stability of any, or like not even stability, but, make more money and gain an audience with people's mindsets and people's like approach to content in the short form like era. Because, it's easy to say just do YouTube whenever you already make money off of YouTube. Or it's easy to say like just stream less whenever you are able to stream as much as you want because you make so much money off of your YouTube and your Twitch and your merch, There are people who are in a position where they can say this and, they're like, but either way, I'm going to make my money, It's like Ludwig literally said, he was like, I say all this to you, but also I can go live right now and make thousands of dollars in a couple hours. I'll make 6 months of someone's paycheck in a couple hours just by going live for a few hours. Like that's insane. So that's the entire premise of what I want to do is I want to try their methods because obviously they've done it, but I also want to look at it in a way where it's like, but these are methods that performed well before the short form content game came along. But I will say now all these people also still invest, like they all invest in short form content. They know that is still a really good way to like grow your visibility, but it's a matter of doing all of it. I've had Fortnite and Among Us too, which, yes, like Valkyrae, she acknowledges this too. She said it in her lecture. She said, I got lucky. She's like, I got lucky and I was at the right place at the right time with the right game. She literally said, Fortnite came out. I played Fortnite. I got collabs. I blew up once, and then I like kind of maintained this little bit of growth. And then Among Us came out and she went up again, And then, of course, the numbers always go back down, but she's still higher than she was before. Monster, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Kytel. If Ice is like a buffet, pick up what you can use and keep the rest. Yeah, exactly. Which is why we have like, don't even worry, we have the moving forward section. Moving forward, how I'll be moving forward. Content strategy and goals. Mind you, we're still only on Ludwig's. We still have a handful of tabs to go. But other people's tabs are much shorter, other than Agents. Agents is pretty long. But that's okay. Professor Kai, if you make a YouTube video, should you grab clips and post them for shorts? I would say yes. I'd say yes. Mind you, I am not the best person to ask for anything. I'm a fall off. I don't make money off of content. The best thing I can probably help you guys with is brands. That is one thing I'm good at. Okay? I have good brand relationships. I work with the same brands consistently. They're very nice to me. I love them. I shout them out all the time, paid or not. They're great. That is something that Agent taught me last year, and I'd say that is the thing that I am very good at. That is something I'm very good at. Is there a brand chapter in your content Bible? Agent talks about it a bit. There is a section with Agent a bit. But brand deals are interesting, in my opinion. Like, brand deals are interesting because a very large part of it is if you want brands, reach out. Also, hi, Inzy. I didn't say hi. I apologize. Hey. A really big tip I can give you is just reach out. Like, look at your desk, right? If I look at my desk right now, and this is going to shock you guys, monitors, HyperX, 2 pairs of headphones, HyperX, 2 mice, HyperX, my mic, HyperX, I have a mic on the floor, HyperX. Shout out HyperX. I'm sponsored by HyperX. I have a lot of their products. But part of why I'm sponsored by HyperX is because I literally used them before they ever knew I existed as a creator. And I talked about them, right? People come to my stream, oh, what kind of mic are you using? And I constantly was saying, HyperX. And whenever I got lucky, right? I got lucky. And whenever they saw my setup, they were like, oh, you like our brand. Come to one of our events. And fun fact, the first event I did with HyperX was not paid. I got nothing. I was net negative the first time I ever worked with them. And it's because they invited me to Level Reforge. Level Reforge is an event, and it's kind of like a gaming competition, right? It was Fuslie, Jason the Ween, and Cutie Cinderella. And then they all had partners, right? They invited me. They were like, we're not covering your transportation. We're not covering your food. We're not covering your housing. But if you want to come to the event, we'll give you a free ticket. We'd love to have you. And I was like, yes, I would love to be there. Right? So me and my little Buick, we drive 6 hours. I drive 6 hours to my Airbnb. I get there an hour before the event starts. I take a quick shower. I call my Uber and I go to the event. I'm at the event for, I want to say like 5-ish hours, 3 to 5 hours. I get my content done. They did ask for deliverables. So like they were like, oh, all you need to do is like post, a video about how you're here. Yep. I live 6 hours away from LA at the time. And I drove 6 hours to get there. I did my deliverables and I enjoyed my day. Still loved HyperX, right? I told them whenever I was there, I was like, this is my favorite mic. The mic I use currently, this is the mic that I fell in love with while I was there. And they recognized that. I was like, I love this mic. It's so nice. And guess what they did? They gifted me the mic. And I started using the mic. And then I was grateful for that. I kept it moving. I still talked about HyperX. I still enjoyed their brand. And then one day, they wanted to do an actual deal with me. Here's a contract. I got my first contract. I was like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. We worked together. They liked the deliverables. Cool. And then there was another one. And then there was another one. And then there was another one. And that's how I built my working brand relationship, is I never expected them to give me anything. So for me, the way that I approach my brand deals is I only work with companies I like and I support. I hope you guys know that, because I would never push anything on you guys that I personally wouldn't use. That's a big thing for me. And HyperX just happened to be a brand that I really loved, and we connected. And now I get to promote a brand that I already promote for free. like I am incredibly lucky, and that's just kind of how it works, So I feel like brands are interesting because there's that way of it. There's the way of, I already use this thing, I talk about it, I don't expect anything. And then you can also do something, this is another one that I like, is reaching out to brands for giveaways for your community. Is like, hey, I did this with HyperX too. Hey, I'm going to be doing this thing. I would love if your brand would give my community products, right? And that's how you can help your community. And then more people from your community get their products. They like them. They talk about them. They promote them. It just, it just like all flows together. It's very nice. Your Buick needs a pet name. My car's name is Bucky. The document will be available after stream to make sure that it's shared properly. Let's see. Oh, oopsies. Where are we? Oh, here we go. Oh, we're at You Suck at YouTube. Okay. Oh, yeah, we're down here. Try true methods, but they suck. Don't trust a teacher. Okay. If you're going to make multiple channels, be consistent on all of them. My thing is, here's what I've realized for myself personally. I'm not going to invest in another channel until at least the first channel is monetized. Monetization is my biggest thing. This is one thing I'm thinking about a lot now. How do I make money from the things that I enjoy, right? Monetization. So I'm not going to think about another channel until I get it monetized. And then from there, I can start splitting them. Meetings. This is something that I need to get better at, is meeting with the people that I work with. I actually had a meeting with an editor today. You guys know him. He used to edit some of my videos. It's for the HCHO channel though. But I talked to an editor today. And because of these notes, it was one of the best meetings I've ever had. Let me switch screens to make sure I don't leak anything. I'm going to delete. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, I can show this. So here are some of my notes from the meeting that I just had with my new editor. Kev, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Keitel. I made sure I asked them, are you working or in school? No, they are not. I asked, would you like to see inspiration from what we shoot off of? Like more than just what we want our editing to look like, but it's like where we're pulling from as creators as a whole. Would you like inspo videos? They said yes. They usually charge $50 for their long form videos. I said, hey, we tend to stream a lot. Do you have a length of time that you like bump your prices up? Because that's something that we need to think about financially. Okay, we did a 10-hour stream today. Is it going to cost us $50? Is it going to cost us $100, $150? How often does that price scale up? It's a really important thing to think about whenever you're someone who likes the idea of a marathon, or you accidentally do a 24-hour stream because you were playing Marvel Rivals all night and then you wanted to play R6 in the morning after a 4-hour nap. I don't know who would ever do that, but hypothetically, if you were an idiot chud that played video games throughout the entire night and into the morning, you might want to think about this so that you know how much money you're spending in order to get that VOD cut down. I asked their bandwidth. How many long form videos would you feel comfortable doing for us every single month from raw footage? Mind you, this is from our HTHO editor. So they're going to be dealing with 3 different timelines. They're going to be dealing with my POV, Chloe's POV, and J-Bro's POV. So that is a bit more intensive of an edit. The trial period. How long would you like to be on trial? How many edits do you think that you need? How many edits do we think that we need in order to tell if this is going to be a good working relationship? And when should we check in? Assets. Are there any specific assets that you like to have? Do you want to know what kind of font that we've been using? Do you want to know what kind of transitions that we use? Do you want to know the music that we've pulled from? Do you want to know the audio that we typically use in our edits? Or do you have your own library that you'd like us to pull from? And then that way this is more of like a collaborative video. Or do you want us to just be like, no, this is what we want exactly? Some people like working more loosely. Some people like to have it more locked down and intense. Bring that we find necessary. These are the things that are non-negotiables for us, right? Like if these are our I worked with an editor before and they were like, I don't feel comfortable editing some of your content because we have something called we have a daily goon, right? And we talk about some topics that some people aren't comfortable with. We are a very mature audience. And I'm very open, probably too open a lot of the time. And this is something that some people don't feel comfortable with. So it's also like, are there things that you feel comfortable with, not comfortable with? And then, of course, PayPal. Like how people want to get paid. Also very important. Thank you so much for the raid, Rico. Welcome in, Raiders. How are you doing? How's your stream? We're just going over some fun little, some content stuff. Ooh. Give your editors fuel to make better videos. On top of this, I would add, it says voiceovers, assets, intro. I would also add money, if I'm being completely honest. If you want to do something like crazy, you have to make it worthwhile for them because a lot of editors have extra clients. So I would even add money here. Give them a financial incentive to do more for you if you're financially able. That's what I do. I have editors that I don't work with right now because I cannot pay them what they are worth. I love their work so much, I cannot afford them. And that's okay. But I know that the second I can't afford them, I am paying them expeditiously to edit my work for me because I love them. And then even for people that I have worked with, I would love to pay them more than what they're asking for currently because I really believe in certain people's visions and I want to grow with certain people, which is another really big thing that I realized from Ludwig is I really want to get serious about having people that I work with for years down the line because I would like a team. I don't necessarily need a team, but it would make my life a whole lot easier. What happens next? Fall off after success. This is so valid. It's already happening. I don't know if you guys keep up with the SU people. People from SU this year, their numbers are already dwindling. That's just how it is. That's just what happens. You just have to manage. You just have to maintain, build up wherever you can. And also here's a really big thing. Everyone falls off. Literally happens to every single person. That's why a peak is called a peak. You hit it at one point in life. Everyone has their best stream, right? You're always going to have your best video, your best stream that you will never top. And that's just a fact of the matter. So if you're chasing viewership success and subscribers, it's just going to hurt. So another thing is don't tie your self-worth to analytics. That is not something that you can really control. And this is what I think about too, is what I can do is I can do things that should help my viewership, right? I can make YouTube videos. I can post my shorts. I can be available online. I can do things that are creative and interesting. I cannot force people to show up. That's just a fact of the matter. I can't force people to show up. So why would I even care? And again, just like he said prior, streaming's impermanent. Just because you had a bad stream today doesn't mean you're going to have a bad one tomorrow. Just because you had a great one today doesn't mean you're going to have even a good one tomorrow. So why would I worry about that? I feel like that's something that I do pretty well on is analytically, I don't feel too pressed about it. I don't get really in my head about how many people did or didn't show up. I get very happy. I get super happy whenever I raid out and I see I see triple digits. I'm like, 100-something people just listening to me talk. Oh, yes. Right? Of course I love that. But at the end of the day, and this is a really big thing that they talked about this year, was if you're not making money off of it, what is the point? Because you can do it for the love of the game. I'm a love of the game person. But if you really love something, would you not want it to be something that you're able to do for longer? And the way that I'm approaching content right now, in this exact moment, well, I guess not right now because I've been working really hard, but I'd say even 2 weeks ago, the way I'm approaching it even 2 weeks ago, not sustainable. Because at a certain point, let's say I have a family, gross, right? Let's say I have a family. Say I have people I need to support. I'm going to have to direct my energy into something else. I'm going to have to, something has to give. And content would be the thing that would have to give, because content wouldn't be providing enough for me. It would be my job, and then I would have to help my family. But if you make your job content and you enjoy it, then that means you don't have to give it up. And that's the mindset I'm trying to get into. Collaboration. Guys, I love collaborations. I love this. I've been reaching out to a lot of people for collabs that I actually talk to and actually vibe with. I would never reach out to somebody for a collab if I've never spoken to them, by the way. I can't do that. But I reached out to a handful of people about collabs because I was like, I really like your energy. We talked to SU, or we talked in general, and I just want to tap in. And the big thing is have fun. I think this is something I've always done a really good job on. I think collaborations, group collaborations, are kind of like my bread and butter. I'd say I'm really good at whenever they're my friends. I'm very good at bringing people together. I'm very good at bringing my friends together. I need to work on bringing people in that aren't necessarily super close to me, because that's always hard. I'm always like, I feel weird inviting people. Make it easy. This is something I've been saying for the last year. Tell people what you want to do. Don't just hit somebody up and be like, yo, I want to collab. And I know that Cinna talked about it. I know Ludwig talked about it. I've been saying this for a year, and y'all were like, you're trying to ego people because you think that you're important. No, I'm just busy, bro. I just want to know what the collab is. And that's why whenever people randomly come to chat and go, can we collab? I go, tell me one thing about my content. Because if you can tell me one thing about my content, it means that we can probably put together a collab that we both like. But again, if you come to my chat and you're like, yo, can we play Dead by Daylight? No. I'd only play that for my friends. And even then, I'm giving them a bad attitude for it. Because why do you have me on Dead by Daylight? Be honest. Can we collab? Yes, Pierre, we can collab. You are my friend. You literally have my phone number. Yo, can we play Dead by Daylight? You are not my friend. No. But this is what I'm saying is make it easy to say yes. Give people a plan of action. Also, because a lot of people are busy. So it's just give people a plan of action to go off of. Because I can say no, but this works for me. Or I can just say, yeah, that works. Let me put it in my calendar. Which actually, if I ask my AI assistant, bro, my schedule's booked right now. I got a lot of meetings. Which I use this text assistant where its entire job is to give me ping reminders for my schedule. And whenever I add something in my schedule, I just talk to it. That is the only useful case of AI I think I've ever found. Everything else, I'm this is so ugh. But this, I was this is what AI is for. AI is for being an elevated calendar. That's all it is. It's literally just an elevated calendar. That tells me, because it's nice to just be do I have plans on Monday at 3 p.m.? And they're like, nope, you're open. I'm cool. Nice. One day I will hire just a regular personal assistant, but I don't have enough money for that. Hype is fun. Yeah. Good ideas. Be careful what you become in pursuit of what you want. This is a quote that Ludwig said. And I feel this is so nice. Pierre, thank you for the 3-month Prime sub. Thank you. Let's go. You're adulting really well. I try to stay organized. It's the only way I can stay organized. I'm really trying to get my schedule in order. But thank you, Pierre, for supporting me in the kite sale. Your shipment has been made. I appreciate that. The AI posters make me so angry. Just hire an artist. Especially if you're a streamer, you probably have an artist in your community. You know what I mean? You probably have an artist in your community. Just ask them to help you out. Yeah, be careful of what you become in pursuit of what you want. This is something that I like that he included this. I feel I don't necessarily need it. I feel I'm pretty firm in who I am. I think this is one thing I've done very well is I'm chasing a lot, but I'm not forgetting who I am as a person. So I'm enjoying it. Some people go a step too far in order to get a clip that's out of pocket. And business-wise, it is a bad move. We were talking about this in the hotel at SU, me and the alumni after we got kicked off campus. And people were like, oh, would you have done the Arky bit? Because Arky did the bit where he was Bonnie's cameraman, right? B, thank you for the 7-month Prime sub. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting me in the Kytel. I appreciate you. Your shipment has been made. But this is a really big something that I said was I wouldn't do it because I wouldn't want to be misinterpreted in the groups of people that I want to work with in the future. Because yes, it is a joke, but also if it, it's like that. Actually, Arky Singh wasn't even like overstepping, but there are certain things that even if people are okay with it, they might not want to be surrounded by it in their collabs. So the people I like working with, I like the Pogger side. I like my little desktop. I like my desktop streams, okay? I like my hee hee ha ha funny people. I like Q Cinderella. I like Ludwig. I like Cinna. I like Agent. I mean, that like covers like Poggers and WL, but there are certain people that I'd like to collaborate with as I grow, right? And I don't want them to look at a clip and be like, no, not her. Like I don't want to work with her, And the best way to describe it is, for me, right? This is how I think as someone who hosts events. I host events for people in LA. I host events because I love doing it, and especially the IRL events. I don't need to touch the stove to know it's hot. If I see a clip of you disrespecting somebody, I don't need to be disrespecting myself for me to know that you're willing to do it. If I notice that people constantly are calling you out for being late to collabs, or I notice that you are inconsistent or flaky with your collabs, I don't need to set up a collab with you for you to be late and flaky with me specifically. I recognize that in you. I'm not going to pursue that. And I feel like because the people that I'd like to collaborate with are a bit more mature, they would have the same mindset. They don't need to touch the stove to know it's hot. They don't need to surround themselves with somebody to figure it out themselves. They can see the things that you think are funny enough or entertaining enough or worthwhile to post and see, this is how you would treat me too. If I see that someone's all their content is putting other people down or putting the person that they're with down to make a joke to make themselves look better, I'm not going to hang out with you because I know you're going to do the same thing to me, and I don't need to do that. So that's also why this whole part I really resonate with, because it's like the virality is not as important as the business side for me. And I think that's something that I've done well, is I have prioritized my image. I mean, also I'm just not crazy in general, but I prioritize my image to make sure that the people that I want to work with see that part of me. I also just don't do a lot of crazy stuff. More people know you than like you as a creator. Whenever you're posting, again, I get millions of impressions on one platform. That does not count my Twitch. That doesn't count my Twitter. That doesn't count my TikTok. It doesn't count my Facebook. It doesn't count the amount of people that see me at conventions. On Instagram alone, because that's really the only because the professional dashboard is like on the front page, so that's why I know the analytic. But millions of people see my content this month. Obviously, more people know me than like me. More people know me than like willingly consume my content. Some people just saw that on their For You page while they're scrolling, and they're probably like, ugh, this girl, right? So I think this is a really big thing for me too, is more people know you than like you. This is why I never feel too clouded. This is why whenever my friends are like, you're big time, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Because just also, I would say more people know you than are invested in you. So some people hear Kaya Woos, they know who I am. Some people see my face, they kind of know who I am. But it doesn't mean they know anything about me. It doesn't mean that they think I'm worthwhile looking into, right? Falls into like, but I feel like that's an important thing to notice. And that's why I'm constantly working towards being better every single day, right? Making better content, being seen, more eyes that think it's worth investing in me, which is more intentional content. It just keeps tying into intentional content. No grace from people on the internet. We know this. Y'all have seen my chat before. Y'all have probably seen my comment section if you've ever been on anything. Friendships are tainted because of third-party in the relationship. This is actually why I would never have a public online relationship. Fun fact. You can't control your reputation. I wish somebody told me this last year, because I never lost myself, but I did only present a certain version of myself that I thought would be enjoyed by everybody, which is funny because I literally just said like, oh, I present in a way where people will want to work with me. But whenever I say that, it's not like I hide my personality, right? I mean, for instance, the motion party clip exists. Some people could see that as rude. Some people could see not going up to somebody and saying it's a motion party, you cannot get in as a mean clip, right? Oops. But like, you know, if someone doesn't like that, then they just don't like me. So it's not about like hiding your personality. It's just like, you know, it's just about being yourself, but like still being respectful about it. That's what I'd say. Did I scroll? Did I scroll an accent? Where am I? Oh, here we are. We're at reputation. Okay. Regardless how loud the noise is, it'll fade in time. I think that's both positive and negative. Love when viral videos are organic. Me too. Those are always fun. Funny and cool and nice to be known for. Oh wait. Cosplay queen. Oh, yeah. It's very fun. It's very cutesy. Oh, hi, Will. You've missed like maybe 5 pages overall. Okay. Tips and tricks to get big fast. Keeping your goals for the year, making a schedule, sticking to it, ideating on stream ideas daily, implementing a content funnel to maximize efficiency, master YouTube by working on packaging, and skill your team to output more videos and streams even faster. These are all things that I'm working on in my own way. We are not at the goal section yet, but just know these are some of my goals. We're going to be, so the thing with the goals is I'm always a little bit scared of sharing my goals online. One, because of the evil eye. I don't want anyone to be like, I don't want anyone to see my goals and like, you know, work against me in any kind of way. You know, I don't want people to like, you know, I don't want the negative energy around the goals I really hold true to my heart. But also, I feel like putting it out there is so important because I want people to know, you know? So I don't know if you guys are going to get all of my goals, but you guys will get some of them. We'll talk about it generally, and I'll probably just like privately have a fleshed out list of goals, because for me personally, I like doing it like this, right? Where it's like, I like saying the rest of 2026 and then overall goals like in life with content. Right? So this is kind of how I like breaking it up, because the only way for me to figure out what I need to do right now is to figure out what I want overall. You know, I'm one of those people. I need the big picture, and then I start breaking it down and okay, how do we do that? So, you know, I want to quit my job. Okay, how do we do that? We get monetized. Okay, how do we do that? Stream, like we have to do a certain amount of hours on YouTube. Okay, how do we get all of our hours on YouTube? Right? It's like, okay, through streaming. Okay, how do we make that worthwhile? Posting videos. You know, it just, I like to break it all down. That's how my little baby brain works. Create something that people can connect with. That's a really big thing. I feel like I come from a very authentic place as a creator, and I feel like that is a nice thing. You are the sauce. You are what matters. Your content should showcase you. Obviously, duh. Hi, Kat. Let's see. Advice for becoming the best, as per Ludwig. Have respect. Have friends. Have hobbies. And enjoy what you're making. Have respect. Everyone matters. You guys have already heard me talk about this. I already told you guys my SU experience. Some people are mad, disrespectful. Friends keep you grounded. Also, I would say, like, in the friends thing, like, having respect for yourself. Like, there are going to be people that you want to be your friends. I have a lot of people in content space that I wish liked me, or at least outwardly liked me, or, like, you know, met me where I was trying to meet them. But sometimes they don't. You know, sometimes people don't like you. Sometimes people don't rock with you, and that's okay. Like, for instance, I reached out to somebody for a collab, and they low-key kind of egoed me. And I was like, okay. Or not meant to be friends, right? It's cool. Keep it moving. Because the people that want to work with you are going to be the people that you make the best content with. The people that you have to, like, pull teeth to work with, they're not going to give you the same energy that someone would give you if they just wanted to hang out. So that's what I always look for in collabs too. It's like, who do I want to hang out with and who wants to hang out with me? Hobbies. I need to invest in this. I need to invest in my hobbies more. I need to make more music offline. Enjoy what you're making. I personally am very excited. I'm excited for a lot of the stuff that we're about to do. And then lastly, you're responsible for the people you hire. This is management. Look into a management class. Agents. Okay. Agents class is 8 pages long. Once we get past agents, it's gonna fly a lot faster, I promise. Does anyone have any questions about Ludwig section? Any Ludwig section questions? This was a lot. Ludwig section was 11 pages. There was a lot here to go over. he had some very good points, some very very good points, and I feel like all of them were well made. While I chug some water, my mouth is so dry. Very good, thank you. Oh, you meant Ludwig. I'm gonna pretend like you meant me. Okay. No questions? Is there gonna be a download link? Yes. Yes, I will share this with you. This is gonna be a shared document. Anyone can use it. You guys can share it. I love how you mentioned connections with the community. Yes, that's a really big thing for me. Is at the end of the day, I am, and I was talking to my friend about this last night. I was like, at the end of the day, my thing is community. Like that is why I started streaming, and that is a big why for me. If you want to know I can tell you guys my big overarching why. I'm not going to break down some of like my 2026 goals because some of those are a little bit too personal, or some of those are really ambitious, and I don't want you guys to know if I fail. I'll let you guys know if I fail by the end of the year. Yeah. Yeah, I did everyone's. But what my big why is, I'd like to go into philanthropy. I would like to have frick you money so that I can, instead of screwing people over, help other people. I would love to be able to do that. That's one of my passions. There are a lot of underprivileged children. I think one thing that I specifically want to focus on in philanthropy is helping fund treatment for children that have to go to the hospital. So like people with chronic illnesses, like children with chronic illnesses, in families that maybe are not privileged enough to properly get treatment, or are put on a back burner because they're not financially as stable, or even have to go bankrupt or like sell their house or something to make sure that their children are okay. I think it's so sad that we live in a society, in a country where there are people who are legitimately giving up their entire lives just to make sure that their children are okay. We should obviously be, I don't think it should fall on one person to take care of those people, but I'd like to be in a position where I can, because obviously systematically there's a lot wrong. And that's my deep why. That's my deep why. That is what I want to do with my life. That is my purpose. That is my goal. It's something I'm very passionate about. As someone who grew up very sickly, as someone who was in and out of hospitals, I had probably like my first 10 to 14 years of my life every Christmas in a hospital, right? Like very unenjoyable life. It's very sad. And fortunately, my family was stable enough to take care of me. But, I've just seen so many families that have been like torn apart because they're not able to take care of like their children. It's a financial burden, and financial burdens become life burdens. Money is necessary. So that's my big why. Other than that as well, community. I think a lot of people are looking for a place where they belong. This one is more of like a content one. This is my content why. A lot of people are looking for where they belong. I would love to put together events that showcase people and their personalities. I think that's where I shine the most. I think that if I continuously went to things like Streamer Games or like Master Baker with Cutie. I think if I went to like Stream University, I was at Stream University for 24 hours. I had the best time ever. I was like great. Like I was connecting with everybody. I think I did a great job. That's where I shine. I think that's where a lot of people shine. I think that there's not enough human connection in the streaming space. I think that there's a lot of cliques in the streaming space as well. A lot of people end up hanging out with the same people over and over and over again. Not saying that's wrong, just saying that's what happens. I would love to be someone who brings people together in different groups, allows people to continue networking, even on a large scale, even whenever they're up. Because at the end of the day, we're all people. And even the biggest streamers get a little bit in their head about reaching out to people and about collaboration and about hosting things. And everyone's busy. It's hard. It's fine. It takes a lot of money to put together events. But that's just something I want to do. I just want to bring people together. I think it's very important. And I think it'd be really fun. And I think I have really good ideas that would perform well. Not even just like money-wise or analytically. It just literally like perform well for us. Like I think we would just have a good time. I think we'd get a lot out of it. So that's one of my big things as well. Those are my two big whys. Those are the things I want to do. Philanthropy and event hosting. Those are my two goals. I'm a researcher in motivation theories, and one list relatedness as a psychological need to why more people need to join a streamers community. Wow, really? Wait, that's actually crazy. Wow, interesting. But yeah, those are my big things. All right, on to Agent. Agents is long as well. I don't think I'm gonna go over day 2 because day 2 is more business related, like building a business, and I that's so outside of my realm that I just recommend that you watch the video. Honestly, I just recommend you watch the video. This one, it was hard to like take notes on it because a lot of it was in relation to real life experiences that agent has had. But what you can do is you can go over the first section that he went over, which was 0 to 1 mil followers in 12 months. I will say this is a bit of a clickbait title. It doesn't give an exact, obviously, there is no one way to do this. It doesn't give an exact layout of how to do this, but it does tell you the best things that you can do as a creator. Because, okay, well, I say that. It's not clickbait. It's good. But again, in 12 months, obviously, a lot of people work a long time for that. A long time. So it's probably, who knows? Maybe it's 21 months. Maybe it's 120 months. Who knows? But let's get into it. Number 1, agent literally starts off by saying the grind is not easy. But the more that you know about what you're trying to do, the easier that it is. And this is something that I'm realizing with YouTube. This, like, since SU and like everyone talking about YouTube, I finally opened up the analytics tab. I looked at it, I started studying it, and I was like, wow, this is not as hard as I thought it was on a base level. There are a lot of things like in depth that I don't fully understand, but I've just taken the time where like I look at more than just my channel dashboard, right? Because this is usually what I see. This is what I usually just look at. I see this and I'm like, okay. I gained this many subscribers, I gained this many views, this much watch time, cool. I like my 10 to 10, here's my 1 to 10, cool, whatever. And I keep it moving. I never clicked the analytics tab before. That's just something I never did. Because I just didn't think it was important because I wasn't investing in it. And now that I am trying to investigate, hello? Now that I am trying to invest in my YouTube more and like really look at those analytics of like, okay, who's my audience? What does my audience typically watch? What do they want? Those things have been very helpful for me, like ideating on ideas. You don't suck. You just don't understand how to properly leverage your socials yet. Because again, it's not only about short form content. What in-depth doesn't make sense thus far? What are you saying, Minor? What in-depth doesn't make sense thus far? Why are you trying to sound smart? Just say what you're trying to say. Another thing is it's not enough to just be entertaining. I have some funny friends that get a few clips off every now and then, but they're inconsistent. They don't do anything else, and they don't post, right? So I think that's like a really big thing. Let's see. Oh, you also have to be on every platform to grow and drive people to your stream. I think the nice thing with this is because I'm so consistent with my short form content, I am not that stressed out about YouTube. I did have a breakdown yesterday. I did have a mental breakdown yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. I had a mental breakdown yesterday. Teehee. You don't understand some stuff? Oh, no. I mean, I was talking about agents, second class about building a business. It's not that I don't necessarily understand it. It's that I haven't experienced it firsthand, so I can't really speak on it. All I can do is like strictly regurgitate information, whereas with Ludwig's class, Ray's class, Innis class, Adab's class, those are all things that I have also been through firsthand, so I can actually speak on it. Whereas him talking about building a business is something I cannot speak on because I have not intentionally built a business. My business currently is just Kaiwoo's as myself. And that business is obviously not thriving. So so I don't think that's really something I should speak on because it would just be me regurgitating his information. When you all should and could just watch his video, you know? Let's see. Okay, if you have 0 to 250K followers on your main platform, which I think is most people in my circle, yes, thank you HyperX for the refresh. No, literally, I don't think you guys understand how nice this setup is. Like, no, actually, full glaze, actually. This keyboard. Oh, you guys want to hear the keyboard? Wait 1 sec. Let me open this up. Let me listen to this. Listen to the keyboard real quick. It sounds scrumdiddlyumptious. Sorry. I know there's a lot of noise. Wait for it. Okay. Wasn't that nice? Yeah, the keyboard's so nice. The keyboard is really nice. Ow, fuck, my knee. I mean, frick. Sorry. Um, apologies, HyperX. But yeah, it's just, why is my bot reminding me? My bot reminding me to do my stuff. Oh my gosh, it's already been 2 hours? Wow. But yeah, so it's very nice. Do they have headphones? Yes, they do. They do have headphones. These are the ones they just gave me. These are the Cloud. Don't worry, I got this. Wait for it. The reason I hesitate to say it is because I also have these. These are the Mix 2s. These are the Cloud 3S's, I believe. I also have 3 Clouds in the house, which is why I was making sure it was the right one. Yes, Cloud 3S. I got there. I got there through my little baby brain. But yeah, I have 3 different versions of the Cloud in the house, which is why I was making sure I was saying the right one. But yeah, they're all really nice. These are definitely more of like gaming headsets. This is the one that they just gave me for summer refresh. These have very good like padding on them. The ones that I travel with are the okay, ASMR. Hey Jay. Hey Jay and Kiana. These are the ones I actually travel with. These are my travel headphones. These are the Mix 2s. I just really like these for like over ear traveling. And I like these for like gaming because these have like more cushion, more noise cancellation, and just like more padding as well. So it's like I just feel like it blocks out more. Plus, I have little baby ears, and so the way that my ears feel held, it makes me feel so comforted. Did I get a new camera too? No, I did not. I think I just I think I low-key wiped my lens finally. Also, my camera looks a lot better whenever the sun goes down. Fun fact, because my room backlights me. So at this hour, ow, my goodness, I keep hitting everything on my setup. At this hour, I look fantastic. But whenever the sun is up, I look less good. Let's see. Boing. Back to your lesson, everyone, as you guys were trying to distract me. You guys were trying to distract me. Let's see. You have to, so the nice thing about, this is what I was saying is, the nice thing about what everyone was saying is, Ludwig saying, make sure you focus on YouTube. Agent saying, make sure you focus on short form. The good thing is, I've already invested a lot of time into my short form, so I know what I want from it. So I will be hiring out for short form. If you're a short form editor, please hit my line. Hit my line if you're a short form editor. Actually, I need a clipper. If you're a clipper, legitimately, please hit me up. Like, I'm being so serious. If you're a clipper in my column, please hit me up. Because I need a clipper. And the way that I'm trying to organize my stuff, I need you. And yes, it's paid, by the way. I would pay somebody to be a clipper. Because of what my expectations are. But just hit me up. Hit me up on Discordy. Let's see. YouTube Shorts will help boost your long form YouTube videos. I think this is like a newer development. I think it like all ties together. One big thing that I think it's important to ask, this is something that I think about actually, and I ask you guys a lot, but I have to realize that I can't expect you guys to answer every single time, but it's, do you have an idea what your audience wants to watch? I personally like, and you guys know this, I like Valorant. I'm sorry. I like Valorant. Rate the noise canceling 1 to 10. I'd say, for these, I haven't tested them. I haven't limit tested them as much as the other ones. For these, with the limit test that I have, with the testing I have done, I'd say 10. I get really loud. I start yelling because I can't hear my voice. So I low-key have to put it on transparency mode. Hi, Gia. How are you? Where are you hitting me up at? On Discord or on Instagram or on Twitter. But I prefer Discord. But yeah, I like Valorant, right? You guys do not. You guys haven't liked Valorant since I was a Valorant streamer. Whenever I first started stream, my very first stream, I played, well, I guess like more like my very second stream, 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever. The first month of streaming, I played Valorant. Did not do well, right? I got put on. I had some more viewers. I open up Valorant. You guys hear the sound of the launcher. You leave the stream. Am I allowed to like Valorant? Yes. Am I allowed to stream Valorant? Yes. But if I am thinking of my streams as a business and trying to get impactful content out of every segment that I do, is it smart to play Valorant on stream? No. That should be my me time at that point. And I think that's something that's also going to feed into my schedule is whenever I make a schedule and I actually have me time, I get to play those games that you guys don't like, and I get to hang out with my friends, and I get to talk to them. So I think that's something too, is my free time, I also am going to organize some like friend time in there because I don't hang out with my friends enough. Not intentionally, at least. The skills you hire for are the skills you should know. We talked about that earlier. I'm trying to learn thumbnails. I suck at them, but I'm trying my hardest. How permanent is the editing role? My goal is to have a team work with me long term. If I don't like working with you, I will not work with you. But my goal is I would love to have people like work with me long term. My thing is, and I've had people say like don't hire from your community, but my thing is if I can, well, again, I like supporting people, but if I can get good work from people in my community, from people that already watch me, I feel like that's best case scenario. Because then you're already investing in the content. You already know what I do. You already know what to expect. And I feel like that would be a lot easier. But again, I'm probably going to continue looking for roles. But I just want to like talk to people. I like the late night Discord call things, like the podcast segments, Valorant Rivals. I love it. I love it too. The late night stuff is really nice. And I think that's just going to be more like Discord stuff. I think that I'm going to do more, not even like Discord streams or anything, just like pinging, hey guys, or even just tell you guys, I'm doing a stream, but I'm going to play some video games offline. If you want to talk one-on-one or you want to like hang out, I'm going to be in the Discord. And then we can just hang out and chat. Because then I'm able to just like talk to you guys openly. And I really like community stuff. Like I think everyone knows this. I'm very community driven. So I think it's just going to be like actual like Discord time. Let's see. Apply the core principles to your work and evolve from there. This is a really big thing I need to work on. I need to get better at YouTube. Duh. I think once I understand the core principles of long form, it'll be easier. And specifically long form streams. I think if I do a long form recorded video, it's a lot easier. Like I understand hey guys, today we're doing this. My goal is this, inspired by this. Let's get into it. And then and the video proceeds. I'm pretty good at that. Again, 420 video is an example. We also have like truth or drink, stuff like that. So this is a good one. Start trend jacking. This is a good one. Literally just start looking up your niche and steal ideas. That's partially how I came up with the frat guy idea today. I literally saw a video of a guy that was like, it was a guy like in a frat. And it was like your DD when it's time to go home or something, and someone's shotgunning a beer. And I was like, ooh, shotgunning a beer. That reminds me of frat night at Stream University. And I was like, ooh, frat night. Ooh, frat day. That sounds fun, right? And that's how you create ideas. I think I've said this before. I'm a firm believer that there are no original ideas anymore. Not 100% original. I think that some people do them bigger and better. I think some people do have fairly original ideas, like things that you're like, man, I haven't seen that, right? But not completely 100% original ideas. It's always pulled from something. There's always a way to trace it back to another person that's inspired you. Let's think about Stream University. Kai Cenat, inspired by Harry Potter, right? It's not necessarily a streamer content thing, but he's still inspired by another piece of media. So I think it's important for us to remember, like, our ideas can come from trend jacking, can also come from movies, TV shows, anime. You can pull from a lot of things, but if you're looking for trends, which I think that all of us should feed into trends at least a smidgen bit, going to TikTok, filtering it by your niche, and then seeing the most recent stuff, that's what you should probably do. Might be able to talk when Tori lets me out of the basement. No, it's okay. I don't want to work with an editor that works with my friends. I'm going to be honest. Because my friends and I get invited to the same stuff, and I have already run into issues. So if you work for one of my friends, I probably would not work with you. Fortnite is the ultimate example of this. It is. Fortnite is a very good example of it. With all of like the different content that comes out over time, very important. Because there are a lot of different like game modes, like even on YouTube and like shorts, even with like rival stuff, right? There are things that just consistently pop, consistently bang. And if you're not in on it, like what's the point? Most of the outfits in Sailor Moon were from the fashion industry. It's exactly. It's like they constantly, like, everything pulls, and as long as you're not being disrespectful and just straight stealing someone's whole flow, it works. Why is my mom texting me? I love you. Good night. Okay. Full-time 9 to 5 to event planner pipeline with content sprinkled in. And I'd still be a streamer. I wouldn't be an event planner. I'd just be a streamer. But whenever you're a streamer, you gotta make some stuff shake yourself. Tip. That's what Adrian said he does. He creates a separate YouTube and TikTok just to stay up to date with trends. I don't know if I can do that. My YouTube is already very trend-like, honestly, if I'm being completely honest. Moms are the best. Yep, they sure are. Co-stream everything. That's one of the tips that he has. Co-stream everything. I realistically should be streaming on TikTok more. I have a pretty big TikTok audience on TikTok lives. I should go live on there more. Why does my throat hurt? Twitch stories, apparently. Apparently, Twitch stories do well. Actually, I will say, one time I posted a story on Twitch, and I went to another streamer's chat, and they saw my clip while they were scrolling. I was like, oh, how funny. Instagram communities. I'm really bad about this. I'm terrible about Insta communities. My Instagram community has like 20 people in it, and I never post. My bad. The more you study, the more you win. I feel like this is a really big thing. I think there is a type of, and again, I'm not healthy. Do not listen to my mindset on this. But for me, there is a type of obsession that comes with content. And it's like you just have to crave to want to be better because you can get complacent about so many things. One good number can make the dopamine hit, and it makes you feel like you're successful when you're not. Let's see. Short form, critical hook. I feel like this is all stuff that creators know. You need a hook, connection, curiosity gap, hook, have a personality, and, have people wonder oh, what's next? Why am I watching? Why am I watching? Why am I invested in this? Why should I finish the 10, 30-second reel? Yeah, I agree with that, Pierce, actually. If you want to be great at anything, you have to be obsessed with it. I agree. That's how I was whenever I was a filmmaker. I guess I still am a filmmaker. I'm just not as active. But whenever I was deep in film, I did a year where I watched 365 movies in a year. And I was studying all of them. They weren't all great movies. Some of them were Hallmark, some of them were chill. You can't watch a serious movie every single day. But even by consuming the bad movies, you find the things that are good. So I feel like hooks are going to be so out of hand 10 years from now. Well, here's the thing. There are lots of different hooks. You can have a hook. He actually says it. He's like, you can have a hook where it's just your face. Your face can be the hook. Your caption can be the hook. You can speak the hook. A sound can be a hook. That's something that a lot of editors do now is they play a sound at the beginning. And that's a hook too. Just anything that gets people to go, oh. Anything that breaks the scroll. I'd say that. Anything that breaks the I don't know, the mindlessness, the zombie consumption. Whatever makes someone stop and go, ooh, what is that? Make someone stop, pause. Certain things you can't learn without trying. This is what I tell people about SU. I actually tell people about SU. I'm like, you'll never understand how hard it is to grow from SU permanently. Unless you go there, you won't understand how why people fall off unless you go there. But also, videos. Sometimes you got to try videos. Sometimes you have to figure that shit out yourself. That stuff out yourself. Apologies. YouTube Shorts are long form videos. Apparently Shorts, actually I do know this. Shorts are a great way to get new subs to your YouTube. That's why I currently am up on subscribers because my shorts are going crazy this week. Thank you, Streamer University. Appreciate the pad. Appreciate the pad in analytics. That is very nice of you guys to give me. Let's see. You don't grow as a streamer by streaming more. You grow by making good content that is available across all platforms. This is actually factual. Today's segment is obviously for YouTube. Come on. Come on. You guys already know. And then find a moment and learn how to leverage it on all platforms. This is a really big thing too. If something happens, you need to be able to make it more than just the clip. You gotta figure out how to make it more than that one thing. Shorts are ADHD max right now. Eventually you'll need explosions, flashing lights every 2 seconds. Some niches don't need that level of aggression, like you mentioned. Exactly. And it depends on the audience that you're looking for as well. For me, listen, I'm sitting here, I'm talking. We're having a study session. does this look like the kind of stream that somebody's going to watch that does not have an attention span? No, right? So I'm not going to cater my short form content to people who don't have an attention span. Why would I? That is me doing myself a disservice, and that's what Ludwig was saying about balancing expectations of a viewer. I'm not going to make them think that my streams are going to be the most crazy types of things whenever I know that I sit here and I talk a lot, right? Instagram Reels today is TikTok 3 years ago. We've been new this. I told you guys I barely post on TikTok. I don't really care about TikTok. I post on Instagram. A clip doesn't hit because of the views. Your clip should naturally lead people to the real content. A clip is not real content. This is what I'm realizing. There are a lot of people that make short form content, but a lot of the time, either they get paid because of brands, they're able to leverage branding on their reels, or they make their actual art content on a different platform, like YouTube, typically. Trial Reels had me feeling different. You know, I will say I'm a cheater. I don't actually make good content, and so trial reels aren't nearly as beneficial to me. I'm not sleeping on TikTok. What do you mean I'm sleeping on TikTok? Have you seen my TikTok? Me saying I hate TikTok does not mean I'm sleeping on TikTok. Do you know how much I post on there? I post everything on TikTok that I do on Reels. We can do a side-to-side comparison. And you know what? We're going to do it because there's an ad. Let me pull up my Instagram. I'll pull up my TikTok. All right. On this side, Instagram. On this side, we'll have TikTok. If you look at it, it is 1-to-1. Everything that is posted on my TikTok is posted on my Instagram. They just don't perform the same. They just do not perform the same. 44K on this clip, 150K on this clip. 39, 34, 14. 26. I don't think that one posted. That one didn't post because we were on Stream University Wi-Fi. Let's see. 78K, 17K. Like, TikTok just does not hit the same way for certain creators. And I think that Agent actually had a note that said, like, if you don't have an audience on TikTok, it's actually better for you. But because I got, like, a bunch of followers last year off of SU, it kind of works against me. Thank you for the follow, Galleria. Or welcome to Guytel. TikTok's hard to navigate for me now because of the military okay. You know, that's... okay. Did not know that was the side of the internet. Did not know that was the side of the internet at all. But yeah, no, I don't sleep on TikTok. Listen, the only thing I slept on was long form YouTube. Everything else I've been incredibly active on. I mean, I don't go live on Instagram Reels. I don't go live on Instagram, but I do go live. I go live on everything else. So, yeah. And there's only a minute ads left. They won't miss that much. To get out of your bubble, you need to consume different things. That's a really big thing I need to work on. And this is why I ended up just like grinding games. I hate sleeping on TikTok. I ended up with only 2 hours of sleep being late to work. Oh gosh, that's crazy. I can't scroll on TikTok like that. There are too many ads. There are far too many ads on TikTok for me to actually be invested in it. I'm just like, this is just so it's just too consumery, you know? I don't like it. Understanding content, go live. I do that. Analyze content. I kind of do that. Make adjustments. I don't really do that. I will say I've made some adjustments this year that I think have been quite beneficial to me, that have made me like more consistent. But overall, definitely need to do that. Big point is, whenever you have an audience, your goal is to entertain or educate. That's the big point. And that's why earlier I was like, I don't expect you guys to understand why I don't want to do certain things. Like, I don't expect you guys to understand why I don't want to go to a party, or why I don't want to collaborate with certain people, or why I don't want to network with certain people, or like, I don't expect you guys to know that, because that's not what you guys care about. You guys care about being educated or entertained, and that's it. You have to explore while you're up so you understand how to pivot. This is actually a big thing that Adapt talked about. Because it's always going to go down, right? If you're up, that's the perfect time to start trying new things, because you're also going to have an audience that is like more engaged and they want to like feed into it. What's your niche? If your audience can't identify it with it, it's hard to connect to it. That's a really big thing. I don't even listen. My niche. That's something I need to think about. I feel like my niche isn't like detailed enough for people to really like dig into it. Because I don't think that being like a nice person is enough, right? I don't think that like just I don't think that having just a pure soul is enough. I feel like I need more. But now I have some parts of my niche that I think are pretty valid. But I don't want to get into it here. Transitioning out of the niche before you're highly successful will obviously cause a dip in numbers, not impossible to recover from. He used Ron as an example. Ron, he dipped and then he recovered. But, everyone has a dip. Co-stream everything. Again, don't stream exclusively on a platform that isn't paying you exclusivity. Oh my gosh. Exclusivity. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Okay, let's try again. That's a big word for elbow. I tried doing it without breathing and I just couldn't get it. Exclusivity. There we go. Money. Reboot. I just need to take a second. Listen. Remember that time where I was like, I don't take care of myself enough. I don't sleep enough. I don't eat enough. I don't do enough. Yeah, I'm having like a wave of dizziness right now. That's a niche. Can't say big words. Okay. If you could describe your stream in one sentence, what would it be? See, the thing is, I do variety. I will say I kind of shoot myself in the foot in that way. I do variety, and so it ranges depending on the day. Depends on like desktop and IRL. But I would say that overall, I'm a community-based content creator with a goal to bring people together. That's my ultimate goal. And that would be like my niche. Community-based content creator. Goal to bring people together through events and personality. That's the elevator pitch. Let's see. Focus on more short form ideas. If you have under 250K followers, this is a fun one because Ludwig says focus on YouTube. So what do we focus on? Who knows? I think that I think I have a pretty good understanding of my short form content. And so I don't think I need to lean on the I do. I think instead of focusing on short form ideas, I need to focus on more top of mind ideas and then have good top of mind ideas that I can turn into good long form and short form. I think that's what I should actually be focusing on. If you have extra money, smart to invest in a short form editor. That's what I'm doing. I was already going to do that. I was going to say something, but I forgot. Frick. Speaking of, I think Ludwig and Lido did a great job of talking about taking care of yourself. Finding rest within your schedule, grinding your platform is how important to keep yourself consistent. I agree. This is what I've said. I've already openly said that I'm not going to take a break soon. But with that, I've also admitted it is not sustainable to not take breaks the way that I'm not going to, because I know what my time frame is. It's like I'm going to grind, but I'm not going to grind aimlessly until I burn out. I'm going to grind until a very specific point. That's probably one of my goals. So that's just my thing. And also it's an actual date. I'm going to grind until a specific date. And it's for a segment. It's obviously for this segment. It's going to be like 5 months of following the top creators' advice. It's a video. And one of Ludwig's points is literally give yourself you time. So I actually have to I have to take a break. So there's going to be like breaks scheduled. It's just not going to be like a long break. Because I've had people be like, oh, why don't you just like take a week off? I'm like, I can't. And it's not I can't because if I leave for a week, I'm going to fall off. God, I already fell off, okay? Like, I don't really have anything to lose. I don't have anything to lose, right? But if I take a week off, I'm just going to feel all the pressure of not keeping up. My thing is, if I work hard now, right? Here's my mindset. If I start this project and I work hard now, I will have time scheduled out to relax, and then not no, I don't think I would do a weekend either. It wouldn't be a weekend. It would be just my stream days off. It would be, instead of having an unorganized schedule, oh, I'm just gonna grind for 8 hours this day, and that way I do nothing this day. Instead, it's I'm gonna do 2 for 5 days a week, and then I'm going to have 2 days of relaxation, or I'm gonna have one full day of relaxation and 1 day of meetings, right? Instead of just blending it all together. The whole thing is, I don't have to take a break in certain ways. Like, I need breaks, but my thing is more so, I just need to get away from people. If I get 24 hours by myself in bed, I'm chilling, right? That's a big thing for me. Another thing is, with like all the parties I was going to, I was drinking more. So I was sleeping in, right? But I wasn't getting good rest. I don't know if you guys have ever done I don't know if you guys have ever read about the science of sleeping while intoxicated or after drinking any kind of alcohol. And it's literally like even just 2 glasses. It affects your sleep so much. It makes it harder to hit REM. It makes your REM less satisfying. It makes it feel like you didn't sleep as much, even whenever you sleep for a really long time. As well as the anxiety that comes with it. There's a lot of anxiety that comes with drinking alcohol. Alcohol has a half-life in your brain as well. So even whenever you are sober again, there's still a half-life that mentally affects you. So I feel like also mixing being an introvert with alcohol consumption and not a lot of rest, not a good idea, which is why I'm sober right now. But not a good idea, because you're just stacking things on top of everything, right? If I was getting enough rest and I wasn't overwhelmed, it'd be different. Right? Because I would be able to spare a Saturday of being hungover. But right now I'm just at a point where I can't do that mentally. I can't do that physically. Also, I'm incredibly depressed right now. I'm very depressed right now. I need to get a therapist. And the last thing I should be doing is adding a depressant to my depression. You know what I mean? So it's like little things like that. Like, I'm changing the little things. I'm going on more walks. I'm eating better, drinking more water, eating more fruit, not eating vegetables. I'm scared of pooping my pants. I'm scared of pooping myself, so I'm not eating vegetables right now. I have frozen vegetables, but I'm not eating fresh vegetables right now because I'm scared of pooping myself. So I love when introverts introvert. It's so fun. Yes, I'm a big introvert. A lot of people don't know that about me, though. Hi, Nick A30, big fan too. Welcome in. I agree. If you treat this like a job while still falling in love with all aspects of it, there are days you step away from the job. Just be human. But even on those days, watching creators or learning something, even if it's for an hour, goes a long way. I agree with that. I feel like that is part of what makes you successful in this job. Is you have to be like attached to it in a certain way, right? As a small creator, you can't take a week off because you're your own editor, production, lawyer, manager, agent, assistant, because you can't afford to hire all the roles. Yeah. I mean, that's true. I feel like, listen, I love content, right? Like, regardless of what happens, I'm going to make it work. I'm going to be a content creator regardless of how much money I make. Like, you know, like I feel like I've proven that. I feel like I've proven I'm not in it for the clout. So I don't know. I just really love it personally. And so it's like all those aspects, while hard, I think you guys have heard me say this before. This is what I say to myself a lot. What a privilege it is. Jam, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Kytel. This is something I say a lot. What a privilege it is to feel the pressure of being successful or trying to be successful in content. Like, whenever you take a step back and you're like, oh, I'm stressed out about making videos. I'm stressed out about how I make money playing video games. I'm stressed out by monetizing me hanging out with my friends with a camera in my face. Whenever you look at it like that, it's like, oh, wait a minute. I'm being spoiled, you know? Whenever you're like, look at what content is, the way that we do it, the way I do it, it's like, oh, I'm being really greedy right now. You know, I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself for something that I would do for free regardless, right? I would play video games for free regardless. The fact that I have people that would watch me play video games is amazing. Even one person. Again, 1.8 million hours watched this year. The fact that people have spared 1.8 million hours listening to me talk, watching me drive, watching me cook, watching me clean, watching me unpack. You guys watch me unpack my house. Like, drinking with me, pre-gaming with me, going to parties with me, watching my roommates watch Love Island while I was in the shower. That's crazy. You know? Yes, and out of so many other streamers. And you guys have given me 1.8 million hours. I would say that's not a bad start. I'd say that's not a bad start to where I want to be in my life as a creator. Not a bad start. Let's see. Benefits of long form. High ceiling for growth, which, you know, this goes back to Ludwig's point. There are 2.6 billion people on YouTube and counting, whereas there are 240 million on Twitch. That, you know, it's different. You get a lot further on YouTube than on other platforms. I think the thing with Twitch, right, and the thing with long form, the thing with live streaming is you get the instant gratification, right? I get to see you guys follow me in real time. I get to talk to y'all as soon as you follow me. I get to see the subs come through. We get to celebrate the subs together. I get to see how many people are in my chat, right? I get to see that. I get to see the real-time analytics. It is instant gratification. I get to see that. YouTube, you're writing, you're recording, you're editing, you're posting, you're making a thumbnail, send it out, hope for the best. Okay, this many views. Okay, do it again. It's not instant gratification. There's too much dopamine in live streaming, but in reality, long form is the thing that's going to be a lot better for us, is what I'm realizing. Lots of money, cheese, because of, you know, also your videos work for you offline. Once I end stream, I don't really get anything from streaming, you know? And that's another reason that you should do it. Global appeal. There are people from different countries that can actually watch and invest in your content. Different cities, different time zones, people, different schedules. And if it's on YouTube, they get to watch it whenever they want. Evergreen content. Get to make whatever. I will say, long form, you do get to do a lot more. You might have to separate, I don't know about like separating channels and stuff. Ask a YouTube manager, don't ask me. But it is nice that you can make so many things. Also, what's up, 2K? Hi, Caleb. It doesn't sound like a bad stat. It doesn't. Yes, you all will get access to the Bible. Watch content with intention. This is a big thing that I've been doing. This is also how I managed to come up with a handful of ideas in the last 48 hours is I've been watching content and going, ooh, that's a good idea. How do I make that my own? The yoink and twist, as Ludwig would say. Let's see. How you spend your time whenever you get a little bit bigger. Short streaming operations, long form business, and other. Me personally, I think I'd remove other. Keep business, keep long form, keep ops, keep streaming, keep shorts. But that's also why I'm spread so thin. I do a lot of stuff for not this, for less than 100K. This is where you get to stream more. Whenever you get to a certain point, you do get to just focus on streaming because you have so much money that you get to just pay people to manage your stuff. And ultimately, business wise, this is your goal. Your goal as a manager, as a brand, is for you to be the face. You get to do the fun part. You get to say, hey guys, what's up? Chat a little bit, go home, and you are still managing, still strategizing, still thinking about it. But ultimately, once you come up with those ideas, you talk to your team and they get to execute, which means that you get to continue pushing out more ideas for them to execute, right? That's the big goal. And that's why now I'm I gotta be a 750K to 1 milli girl. I got it, because I love streaming. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to sit here and I want to stream for hours. I know a lot of people look at it and they're like, wow, that's exhausting. I don't know why you ever want to stream 12 hours in a day. But if I have the time to do it, why would I not? Why would I not love doing it? I love spending time with y'all. I love talking too much. I love playing video games. I love segments. I love IRLing. This is what I want to do. And in order for me to earn this, I got to go through all this first. And that's why we're grinding. That's what our goal is. My goal is the 55% streaming. 750K to 1 mil. My dog is snoring so much. As you grow in streaming, you take risks. Sometimes it's worth losing money if you get eyes on you. Streamer University last year, right? I'm sure Kai lost so much money. And he just did it. He did it and it paid off. This year, SU is so sponsored. It's overly sponsored this year. Phones, data, food, clothes, backpacks, Fortnite, gaming. Like, who's playing Fortnite at Streamer University? Nobody is, but they still did it. And it paid off. You know what I mean? That excludes getting arrested, right? That excludes getting arrested. Don't get arrested. If you can afford it, do it. This is actually something that I do on a small scale. I feel like this is also important to do on a small scale for projects that you want to do. I like events. If that's granted, a lot of people don't want to get into events. I don't know why people. I don't even know why I want to be in events, bro. Events is a thankless job. People go to an event and they complain. They're like, I would have done this and this and this better. You should have this and this and this, right? That's what it's like to host an event. Look at Cutie Cinderella. She hosts Streamer Awards. It's voted on by the public. People are still like, you suck. She's like, why do I do this? Every year she's like, why do I do this? Are VOD channels a waste or needed? Thoughts? I think VOD channels are needed. I like a VOD channel. I have my Kaiwoo's live channel. Part of why I like my channel, having a VOD channel, is it allows people to see what I do. It allows people to see what I'm up to. This is something that I didn't do very well whenever I first started, was I didn't give people the opportunity to know what I was like doing. And a lot of people were like, oh, do this, do this, do this. So I like having a VOD channel personally so that people are able to look at it and be like, oh, you did do that. And then also, like, if people are interested in it, they can go back and watch it. Because that's, I feel like that's important. Because I'm not going to replay Detroit. I'm not going to do it. But if you really like Detroit Become Human and you want to see me play it, you can always watch the VOD, That's why I like VOD channels. Because I do that with streamers that I like. I think Corey Kenshin's a great example of this. Like, if I'm like, oh, this game seems so interesting, I will look up that game's name and I'll look up Corey Kenshin. Because I want to see how he did it. And as you gain an audience, I'm a firm believer that people look into that. How do I know this? Because people reach out to me and they're like, have you played this game? I say yes. They say, where can I watch it? And I go, oh, I never posted the VOD. Oopsies. Bro is on a yap sesh. You're a bot. I'm not gonna say anything because you're trying to rage bait me. You're a bot. He had like 20 plus sponsors. I know, that's crazy. It's insane. I think the reason for having SU in Europe next year is to attract more international sponsors, secured enough domestic sponsorships. I don't know why he's doing it. I don't know. Me personally, I would probably do 3 more reps in the States before going international. But that's me. I'm not a risk taker. Who knows what he's cooking up? He could be cooking up something devious. Like, incredibly. Like, listen. I trust him. I think regardless of what he does, it's going to be really well. Like, I think it's going to be very beneficial to a lot of people. Do you do custom thumbnails and titles for your VOD channel? I try to. If you have YouTube questions, honestly, hit up the Chud by Sarby. Hit up that Chud that typed in chat. Or like Google it or talk to a YouTube manager. I'm terrible at YouTube. I suck at YouTube. I'm so bad at YouTube. I said quote, my thumbnails are bad. And Sarby went, yeah. Like, dang, calm down. Not too much. Don't get too passionate about it. I said to my roommates, like, yeah, they're bad. Like, wow, they're more than bad. Thank you, Sarby. Thank you, Sarby. Thank you. Go ahead. Can you just exclamation point vanish for me real quick? Just exclamation point vanish for me. How can you reduce risks? Let sponsors want to help you. This is what I was saying earlier. I think I flushed it down the toilet better than your thumbnails. Okay. You might as well hand draw them. Okay. They're getting better though. Like, if you look at what they were 3 months ago to now, they're better. Granted, there's probably 10 videos between 3 months and now. Stop. Don't. Ban them. What are you doing? You're laughing while I'm getting bullied in chat. What? Well, don't lie. Don't say her. Well, now you're lying. No, they're not. They're not good. Don't lie. Just ban them. Get rid of them forever. Oh my gosh. I don't want to see sorry my chat ever again. Stop. Nami texting my sorority's content creator so we can capitalize our Instagram account. Yeah, Instagram is really good. Instagram is good for networking. Instagram's a good networking account platform. On top of all those domestic sponsors and merch, I wish he gave each streamer a broom, mop, cleaning supplies to clean up after themselves. They wouldn't use them. Those dorms were so messy, bro. Sometimes I get flashbacks. I have flashbacks to the dorms. I'm like, woof. It's like a jump scare. Hi, Static. This is a big thing I was talking about. Let companies want to sponsor you. This is what I was saying earlier. I naturally plug the sponsors that I like all the time. As you guys know, shout out HyperX. That's not just a today thing. We have been saying it more today because this segment is sponsored by HyperX. But in general, I do say shout out HyperX all the time. We say it all the time as a column. But if you're going to make an event, let's just use me as an example because I'm amazing, right? I like hosting events. And stuff. If I don't reach out to a company, how will they ever know that there is an opportunity to sponsor me, right? If I don't reach out and say, hey, I'm putting together an event for these creators, the premise is this, the goal is this, I'd love if we can connect and do a giveaway for someone's community, or I'd love if we could connect and then we could do a giveaway to the winner of the competition. That is the best way, especially if you're a small, mid-sized creator. Even if you're a big creator, you think sponsorships are sitting in there going, let's keep a list of 100 top streamers and see what they're up to and reach out to each one of them individually to see if they want us to sponsor them. Let's see if they want us to give them money. No, just ask them for it. Just ask them for the money. And he was saying this and I was like, thank you. Oh my goodness. Because there are so many people who are like, how do you get brand deals? And I'm like, I talk to them. I literally talk to the brands. I email the brands. If you look at my email list, it is crazy. I'm Steph Curry on the moon with my brand deals. I've emailed so many brands. I've pre-fired Coachella for next year. Talked to their partnership program. Hey, do you all do creator passes? I'd love to do some short form content for you, or I'd love to live stream an event. I'd love to live stream a specific pop-up at Coachella. I'd love to do interviews. I'd love to do interview segments. That'd be so fun. I have a background in music. I'm very passionate about music. I love lifestyle. I love fashion. And then I look at the companies that sponsor people to go to those events and I reach out to them too. I'm in everybody's emails. Everybody's. And sometimes nothing comes from it, right? Sometimes nothing comes from it. And other times you end up at the World Cup, you really never know. You never know what's going to hit. FameBit, I've never used this. These are all agents tips specifically. FameBit, apply for ads basically. SE has it. I know that Twitch has ads. I will say a lot of the ad stuff is incredibly scammy, where it'll be per viewer. I personally don't do sponsorships if I don't get base pay of a minimum. That's just me. I like base pay. I like guaranteeing that I'm going to get paid, right? I will do something where it scales up for downloads or plays, whatever. I will do those. But if I'm not getting base pay with a sponsorship, probably not going to do it, right? So that's one thing. Or at least base sponsor. If I even have a sponsor. Because a lot of the time, if I'm reaching out to them, I want to work with them more than they want to work with me, right? And I'll ask for product sometimes. If I get a good product, for instance, I have the Omen OLED 34-inch monitor that just dropped from HyperX, right? I feel like that's good for me as well, because that is a very good product, right? They upgraded my setup, okay? They gave me a pair of headphones. They gave me a 34-inch monitor. They gave me a new mouse. They gave me a new keyboard, right? For me, hey, of course I'll talk about it because I use their stuff regardless, right? And they know that. They know I use their stuff. I just love their stuff in general. I love HyperX stuff. Basically the entire downstairs setup is a HyperX setup. Like because I just love their stuff. I'm not flexing on you. I'm saying that like sometimes product is good because again, the first time I ever worked with HyperX, that was for the love of the game. They gave me tickets. I drove 6 hours, paid for a B&B, made my deliverables for tickets because I really loved the company. And from there, they then invested in me back. You know, I invested in them. I showed them, here's who I am as a person and creator. I talked to them. I'm a big personality hire too. I love meeting people in person. That's another tip. If you want sponsorships and you go to conventions, go to the booths. If you're going to TwitchCon and you're a creator and you're not at the booths, what are you doing? Like, that is the best time to connect because you're able to show your personality. Because whenever people look at you and they talk to you and they feel your energy, they're not like, okay, what's your average viewership? How many subscribers do you have on YouTube? What is your, they're not asking those questions. They're just talking to you as a person and you're talking to them. What other brands are you going to work with in the future? Who knows? I would like to do more fashion stuff. I've gotten a few, I've gotten some fashion connects. I've done some fashion brand deals. Obviously I'm like deep in tech. Love tech. Shout out HyperX. Love my tech brand deals. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look at my list. Of like things I've done. That's like a completely different workflow and mindset for me. That's crazy. My dream brand deal, F1. That's an easy one. Definitely F1. Man, that would be so fun. I'm obsessed with F1. That would be so cool. I'm a big F1 girly. Oh my gosh, hello, Mr. Suburban Will. W7 Shrew Shriek. F1 go crazy. Bro, I want to do like the ride-along so bad. The ride-alongs look so fun. Yeah, those seem so incredibly fun. Yeah, ask them. Just reach out. F1 is crazy. Mine's like Nintendo. Nintendo's crazy too, though. Nintendo's a big one. Nintendo's a big brand. You can also get management. I would say if you're a small creator, get non-exclusive management, IMO. Develop relationships. This is where I am. I'm a big develop relationships kind of girly pop / I'm also in process of proof of concept to be able to, show, hey, these are my ideas. This is what I do. I just need to get more consistent about my events and then I can reach out to them with actual analytics. I'm very excited for that. Another thing, know how brands fit in with you. I'm not going to take certain brand sponsorships because they don't mean anything to me. Like certain things mean nothing to me. I would never be sponsored by something that I wouldn't personally use. I'm very open about that. I don't take sponsorships from people that I don't align with, which is why which is why you guys have gotten so many sponsorships from HyperX because I love them so much. Have you attended? No, I've never attended an F1 race before. I really want to. I really want to attend an F1 race, but I've never been to one. Dream brand deal would probably be like, ooh, okay. Interesting. I feel like dream brand deals are always hard. It's because I enjoy a lot of stuff, but right now I think I'm just, maybe it's because I have my car right next to me. I have my F1 car right next to me, so maybe I'm just like, that'd be a fun one. Football club would be cool. I've been to one like football club game. And then the World Cup. I've been to 2 soccer games. Maybe you can help one of the smaller F1 teams to be a content creator for them. Yeah, I have. You think I haven't hit up F1? Oh, I've hit up every team for F1. I don't even like their team and I hit them up. I'm not going to say which team I don't like because they might sponsor me in the future. I'm not saying that out loud. But there are teams I'm like, you're not great. But I'm going to hit you up regardless. Because I let car go fast. Hello. How am I feeling? I'm doing good. We're going over the Streamer University Content Bible. Oh, but yeah, you need to know how integration works for you. Obviously, integration for me is tech. I do a lot of tech stuff. Very easy for me to plug. And then you have to understand what you're selling in order to and to actually doing your job the right way. Make sure you read your contract, bro. I'll never bro, there was a day. What did I even say? I said something to Sarvi and it came off like I didn't read the contract that I signed. And he was like, "Did you sign a contract without reading it?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh my God, I was about to yell at you." Because it did sound like I didn't read the contract. Read your contract, read your briefs, know what they're asking, ask questions. That's a big thing. Going to CES would be a great to connect. A lot of car brands go there. Thank you. Thank you. I'm adding that to my notes. Boom. What I usually use to contact brands, I use a handful of things. It really depends on what connect I have, how I have the closest connect. So some people, so like I have streamer connects that are like with like not F1 teams, like F1 is like way up there, but like I have friends that are like connected to like car companies, right? Or like I have friends that are like models for car shows. And so if I wanted to talk to someone at the car show to do an event with them, I would connect through their contact to get me in contact with someone else. That's how I do a more person to person connect. And then you also have things where they have literal partnership emails. So you can literally email, like, let's say you want to, let's say you want to work with HyperX. Look up HyperX partnerships. See if they have a creator partnerships page. That's always incredibly helpful. It's always good to answer questions because you answer mine, though. I literally answered your question. I did answer it. What else would you like me to say? So that's whenever I email them. If they're a very distant company and I have no connects whatsoever, I do email them, but I also do a lot of asking questions on my platforms. So if I'm like, I want to work with a fashion brand, I will first post on Instagram and be like, "Hey, does anyone know?" Like if it's like very general, right? If it's like a general question, does anyone know anyone who is looking for in fashion, right? Like that would be fun. Or if there's like an event coming up, this is a really big thing. If there's an event coming up and like a page is posting about it, I will then contact the page and be like, "Hey, would love to connect on this for this specific thing. Notice that you did this." So I approach brand partnerships the same way I approach collabs. Is I look at it, I find my in, and I say specifically, this is where I'd fit in. Instead of just being like, "I want to go," right? I'm not just asking to be invited. I'm saying, "Oh, this specific thing, I think I would do really well with." I would do really well on like ground floor interviews or like showing people the energy of the pre-show because people want to like pull more people in, you know, like they want to pull more people into like certain things. Like I would do really well showing the pre-show. That's always really nice. Does that answer your question at all about how I contact brands? It also depends on who you are. Some people's analytics are just so good that they're just like, "I would like to work together. Here's my media kit." You do have people who just send media kits and it works because their analytics are good. Me personally, the people I want to be with, my analytics are not where they would want them to be, but I can sell it. I can sell that I'd be worthwhile because of my energy rather than the number that they're going to see on the screen. So that's more so how I play the game. And then, one day when I'm big, I'm going to remember every single person that believed in me. And guess what? And then I'll be able to do sponsorships that, benefit them more. But I will say, I've literally had a sponsor say, like, "No, we see a lot of potential in you, and that's why we're investing in you." Like the same way that creative directors invest in people, the same way that big streamers invest in smaller streamers whenever they think they're funny, brands also invest in people. They're like, "We see potential in you, and we'd like to have a working relationship with you." And that's where I am, is some brands will just openly be like, "Yeah, your numbers are some of the lowest that we've ever worked with, but you have a good personality. And whenever you come out and you represent us well." That's a big thing too. That's also why I care about my PR, because I know that I'm a good rep for brands. Let's see. Talking points. This also just goes into reading your contract. Just make sure you read your contract, bro. And then now deliverables have changed. It used to be about the segment. Now it's more about the post. Now it's more about the story in the post than it is about the actual segment, which I think is hilarious because, yeah, I've been to events and I'm like, hey, would you like me to live stream it? Would you like me to go live? And they're like, no. This is more of a recorded thing. And they literally say like, no streaming. We just want you to record it and post it on your shorts. So some deliverables I've had that I don't even do the segment. They just want me to do an Instagram story and an Instagram reel, or like a few Instagram reels, and that's the payment that they want. So which is always so funny. Okay, we're not going to go into this part because again, this is more business side about how to make a business. I've never made a business. I'm still working my way up to that, so I'm not going to go into that because I have no firsthand experience. Let's go to Miss Valkyrae. What's beyond streaming? I think that this is kind of where I'm leaning towards. I think like in a year's time, I'm going to be doing a lot of really cool stuff. Some that are stream related, some that are offline related. But overall, I believe that what's beyond streaming, that this is like where I kind of lean, considering the stuff that I do. Do you think clip accounts can get sponsorships? I feel like it'd be harder. I don't think clip accounts would really get sponsorships, but I think that's why they engagement bait so much, is so they can get paid. That's usually how they make their money, is by engagement baiting. And if you got a sponsorship, it'd probably be like an unethical one. Is this document shared everywhere? Is it one that you made? It's one that I made, and I will share it at the end. I'll share it at the end here in a bit. Let's be on streaming. So this is basically hers was like, how do you leverage streaming to be more? Guys, good news is we got through the longer ones. Ludwig's was 11 pages. Aegis was 8 pages. The rest of them are quite short. So we're almost there. What's beyond streaming? Opportunities beyond streaming is, one, be consistent. That is, I feel like that's just a given in the content world. Because again, we work in an industry where like you do get instant gratification from seeing number on screen, right? You're like, oh, today was a good stream, but it's a matter of doing that consistently, and it's a matter of maintaining an audience. Where grinding should be focused on repeated quality, not time. I feel like this is a really good point. A lot of us are like, but I posted this many times a day, but I posted this many times a day, so why isn't it working? Rather than I posted high quality content that I know would bang less. And I think for me, at the level I'm at an in between of quality and quantity, right? Like, I want good clips, but also I need to be consistent about it. This is also a performance thing. I feel like you can make repeated good quality content if you have content that is really segmented and set up for you to do well, right? Because then you naturally hit a clip. It's kind of what Ludwig was saying. You naturally hit a clip if you set yourself up for success. Think about what you're providing for people. And then also knowing when to end stream. Once you run out of quality content, just press the end button. Circle back the next day. Circle back your next stream day. You don't have to hit a certain amount of hours to be a streamer, right? You went live. Congrats, you're a streamer. You might be a part-timer, but you're a streamer. And you have good quality content. And people know that whenever they click in, they're going to get a certain quality content. Your account and content is purely just clips from your stream. I feel like it would be hard to get sponsors that way. Yeah. And then do you do gaming content as well? Because if it's only clips and it's only gaming content, that's where it gets a little hard. If you did IRL content, it's a bit easier because people are more used to the personality of interacting with things in real life. Whereas with gaming content, gaming content, I mean, obviously you can get gaming sponsorships. That, like, you can definitely look into gaming sponsorships. The thing is, a lot of the sponsorships you get as a smaller creator are typically like smaller games, smaller payment, same amount of hours for the seg. You could definitely reach out to like tech companies because, again, like, if you have good engagement on your pages, it could still work. But I would say like tech companies, that's probably where it's going to be at. I'd look into everything that you have on your desk and see who you can reach out to. Because, gaming creators, I guess I can't really like plug brands right now. But like game creators, like there are different like brands that you can reach out to, right? HyperX for one. There you go. Hyrex is like is a brand that you can reach out to. You can, like, I'd say look at your desk. This is the easiest way to find brand deals for yourself, by the way. Look at the things that you use and reach out to them. Just look at the stuff that aligns with you, because that's going to be the easiest thing to integrate into your content. If it's not working, change it. If you're not noticing any differences, look at the analytics and see what's falling short. Sometimes you do one thing really well, but there's another thing that doesn't do great, and that's the thing that like doesn't work out for you. So, this is what Agent was saying. Look at, like, go live, analyze, and change. Perspective, think about how you're being perceived. This is from Valkyrie. This is Valkyrie's class, which is beyond streaming. So she's thinking more business-minded. Like, she is the product. So yes, the way that you're perceived is a lot different. Post everywhere. This is a common one that we are seeing time and time again with every single professor. Post everywhere, stream everywhere. It takes time, and take the time to try to learn. Again, I think that enjoying the journey is a really big part that we kind of forget. I'm going to add that as my own little thing. Enjoy the journey. Even though I am impatient, I also am enjoying myself at the same time. Ray said, plan A is having a plan B. What will you do after the viral moment? How will you maintain that? When you get lucky, she does recommend having a manager and an agent. And if you can only have one, she does recommend a manager. I believe this would be the person who helps you get brand deals, the person who keeps you a little bit more organized, and then also do a trial period. I recommend a trial period for everybody. At the end of the day, you are an individual. Unless you do like a duo content, then you're a duo, and then everyone else is extra. But at the end of the day, you are the brand, you are the business. Do trial periods, and that way the uncomfortable conversations are a little bit less uncomfortable. That's a big thing. Agents secure job opportunities, negotiate your contracts. And I believe, like, whenever they say job opportunities, they mean more like, oh, I want to get into voice acting. Okay, I hit up a company, let's do voice acting work. Or, oh, I want to get into this thing. Okay, I found this thing for you outside of streaming. Whereas managers, I believe, would help you more with in-streaming deals. What to look out for when making deals is what I was saying earlier. If I don't get base pay, I don't do it. Non-paid deals. Non-paid deals are crazy. Your time is money, and you can be putting your energy towards yourself rather than a brand that's not going to pay you. Unfair rev cuts, I would say, I think 10% is typical, but definitely do your research. Do your research for your niche, your size, what people are expecting from you, how much you're making, how much they're making. Contracts that are too long. Also, like, if you don't understand a contract, just ask. That's my biggest thing. If you hit a section of a contract and you're like, ooh, wait a minute, just ask. Because you'd rather, just ask the question. Clashing brands, exclusivity clauses. Exclusivity clauses, you got to be careful with, okay? I'm very big on making sure that I have no overlap whatsoever. And I alert brands if I've worked with another brand that is similar to their products. I will literally be like, hey, I just got out of contract with this person. It's not exclusive. I'm out of contract, but I just want you to know, heads up, I did just work with this brand. I did just promote this. Are you comfortable with still working together? Yes, no, and then continue on. I feel like that transparency is also a lot of good faith with brands, because they know that you're not going, one, they know you're not, obviously you can't break a contract, you will get sued, but also just like, it's good for them to know that you are, transparent. That's a really big thing. I enjoy the transparency with the people that I work with. I like just being upfront. Hey, this is where I am. This is how I'm feeling. This is who I worked with. This is who I haven't worked with. All that stuff. It's always good. Friends and family that offer to be your manager or agent, don't do it. I don't like working with my friends or family. Business wise, it's a little scary. Honestly, the most businessy thing that I do with my friends is HEHO. That's the most businessy thing that I do. And again, we're a content group, but like, we're a content group where we like recognize that we don't have time to be an actual content group. Like, we're not trying to be core, right? We're not trying to be core. That's not our goal. We're building slowly. We like hanging out together, and in due time, we'll heavily invest in that. But for now, it's more just like, we do so much stuff together. We might as well have a name. What about making brand deals with small businesses? Is that a good investment for streaming? Yes and no. It depends. I would say be careful with the businesses that you work with. My thing is, if a brand is working with everybody, I'm probably not going to work with them. because I like a brand that's a little bit selective, you know? I like a brand that is obviously vouching their creators. I don't want to be under the same brand with someone who's a brand risk in the long run. But I'd say like a really good thing you can do, especially for IRL creators, is connect with the companies in your area. You know, hey, new coffee shop, small coffee shop, a little mom and pop restaurant, like a little trinket store, you know, all those little things. Those are all connections that you can still make. Those are still people that you can reach out to. And those are still connections that are important. Those are the things that like build you up at the same time, you know? What's up, C? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Kytel. Those are all things that still matter. I like local brand deals. I like them. Actually my pottery class, that was a local brand deal. They let me have a private pottery session for free. If you don't know how expensive pottery is, oh my gosh, pottery is typically fairly expensive. One class can go for like $75. A private class, basically they let me rent out the entire studio for free. And the trade was that I would just record some content for them and send it to them. And that's what I did. So, you know, whenever you are a creator, you can have workarounds like that. You know, reach out to people. I want to try this thing, but it's expensive to do. How do I get around that? Create a relationship, right? That's even like fun things. I mean, like I was Tori, you know, she posted on her Instagram. Is there anyone in LA who's good at skateboarding? It can be that easy. Literally just like post. Is there anyone who's good at cooking? Is there anyone with a culinary degree that follows me that lives in the LA area? Let's tap in, right? You can do little things like that. And you never know who's going to respond to you. Because the worst thing that could happen is you get a no. The best thing that can happen is you make a great idea, you have a great connect, and you help a local business. You put a local business on. So I personally like that. Whenever you say small companies in general, I'm not going to work with a random small pre-workout brand, right? That's not something that I align with, but I will help a local business. You are the brand. That's a really big thing. This is something I think about. You are the brand. Your platform and community is why companies want to work with you. That is the appealing part. Something that Agent said in his lecture actually was, you are in a position that other people want to be in. Even if you're a small creator, people think creators are cool. They think we're so sick. Like, if you're a content creator, you're cool in the eyes of especially business people. Business people especially like, oh, like you make money sitting. They don't need to know how much money you make. You make money sitting down talking to a camera. You go to events. You go to cool stuff. You link up with people. You network. Yes, you do. On whatever scale it is, that is still what you do. So they need you more than you need them. And I think with this, it's also like, oh, actually, that's the next point. Say no to deals if they don't align with you or they're not worth your time. It's a very big thing. If they don't align and they're not worth your time, just don't do it. Know your worth. There are some calculations out there for how much you should get paid for viewership, engagement across your platforms. Just, you know, keep an eye out for that, and then always negotiate. This is something I need to work on. I pretty much never negotiate because I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy-go-lucky girly pop. I just be like, yeah, for sure. I'd love to. Wow, what a good moment. We're on networking. Let's go. Actually, you know what? Let's do adapts first. Let's do how to adapt before we do networking, because I have a lot of feelings. A lot of feelings whenever it comes to networking. We have about 2.5 minutes before I'm going to start the next segment because we have an ad. Is there any questions? Any questions so far? Any questions so far from anyone? I feel like you guys are just asking questions as we go. And then this is also just like an elevated yap sesh, which I really appreciate. Thank you guys for being here. I really do think that Ludwig and Agents classes, if you guys have not watched it already, I do recommend you watch it. I really do. I recommend you watch Agent and Ludwig's classes. They're incredibly helpful. They're very informative. And there's a lot of extra information in there that I did not touch on. Okay, there we go. Why am I getting a phone call? Hello, I'm streaming. I'm good. How are you? No. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hi, Mal. Okay, I'm back. Not even saying hi. Bro, don't worry. I'll start over. Everyone, welcome. I'm kidding. Bro, my voice is actually shot. My throat actually hurts. I don't know if you guys can tell, but my throat hurts. Also, I need to pee, but I'm determined to make it through stream without peeing because I'm going to end whenever we get through this. How to adapt. Adapt's class was pretty simple. It's adaptability, ability to adjust one's thinking, skills, behavior in response to changing circumstances while continuing to achieve desired outcomes. If you guys don't know, drink some water. Have you guys not seen me? I've been drinking water. I've been drinking so much water. You guys don't know. I think Adapt has been in content for like what, 15 minutes? 15 minutes, 15 years. Minutes is crazy. Adapt has been in content for like 15 years. And he's still incredibly relevant. He started off with old phase, went to new phase, now in core. He's still up. Almost 2 decades of content and still relevant, still up. And he's gone from trick shotting to doing National Geographic content. Like that is crazy, right? That is the pivot of doom and despair. That's insane. That's insane. But a big thing is at one point you'll have to change your approach in content. This is where I am right now. I had a whole mental breakdown about this yesterday, actually. Just being told basically like what you're doing is not working, right? And it never feels good. It never feels good to sit there and realize that for me, literal hundreds of hours, thousands of hours that I've put into my craft, it needs to change, right? Like all those thousands of hours, do it again in a different way. And that's what content is. Content is do it a different way, do it again, do it again, do it again. It's the reps, it's the consistency, and it is the ability to do it over and over and over again. Like, listen, Adapt wasn't posting Instagram Reels 15 years ago. He wasn't posting TikToks 15 years ago. He was like, that's not new, right? These are things that have evolved in the content streaming space. And so in our careers as creators, we're also going to have to deal with it. There's going to be another platform one day that blows up and we're going to all need to get on it, right? And that's going to be a pivot. That's going to be an approach that we have to change. My current shift is working more on long form content. It's figuring out how to adjust my passion into something that will actually get me paid, right? Like that's something that matters to me. You have to shift your strategy based on the way the internet is going. And a lot of the process is showing up and trying, because you're never going to figure out what works if you're like stuck in a hole and you're just like, I'm just not going to do it. I honestly feel like this is a really big thing that happens is we get discouraged incredibly easily on the internet. And it's because of all of the natural comparison. Like listen, it's pretty impossible to not compare yourself on the internet. In my opinion, it's fairly impossible to not compare yourself. How can you not when everything has a view count on it, a follower count on it, like impressions on like it's all this information is so accessible. People are on Twitch tracker, right? Like you can access, bro, look at how much information you can find for someone. If I open up, okay, well, oopsies, didn't spell that right. Okay. Like I can literally pull this up and at a glance see all these people, they're better than me. Like they're, you know what I mean? And you can just click next over and over and over again. You can see everyone that's better than you. You just go down a rabbit hole. Look at all these people who are better than me. Oh my gosh. Like, how could I ever? And you can go for so long. And you know what? And like some of my peers are on here. Why am I not up there with my peers? How did they become successful and not me? I feel like it's just really easy to get trapped in that. It'll be 100 people in top 100, but then you think about the 200, top 300, top 500, top 1,000. Why am I not there? Right? Like it's really easy. Like, cause there's always a way to put yourself down. So a really big thing is showing up and trying. I feel like the hardest part about this is especially whenever you're at least even a little bit platformed. The fun thing with me is it's like the more people know you than like you, right? That's me. That is me to a T. I went to SU. A lot of people know who I am. I watched back the clip of me meeting Kai. Half the chat is just spamming L's, right? If your mental is not good and you have literal hundreds, thousands of people spamming L's on you being on a stream and your mental's not good, like that could stop this part. That could stop the showing up and trying part. And that's why you have to be consistent about it though. Because it's always like put someone down until they're up. Delusional amount of self-belief in yourself. I feel like that's another thing that has already been touched on. Be able to adjust based on a content strategy as well as your mental and physical health. I was really happy that Adapt talked about mental health in the space. Again, I'm incredibly unhealthy. Do not listen to me. I literally am I'm very open about this. I'm so depressed. I'm so depressed right now. I'm having a terrible time in life. And I need to take better care of my mental health. And I recognize that. And part of what I'm doing is whenever I build my schedule, I'm not only going to list my content goals. Because a really bad habit that I have is I list my productivity goals and I'm like, I'll sleep later. I'll get rest later. If you guys don't know, my literal profile on, let's see, is that a leak? I can't. I'm on streamer mode, so you can't read it. But never mind. Yeah, you can't see it because I'm on streamer mode. But my literal Discord about section says sleep when I'm dead. That's so unhealthy. Like, I'm so unhealthy. But what I'm doing to make sure that I pivot away from that and start focusing on my physical and mental health more is I'm scheduling my walks. I'm saying this is a time I'm going to walk. Did I miss it today? Yes. But I recognize that I missed it, right? It's in the schedule. And then it's like mental health wise, like openly being like, I need to get a therapist. I'm confiding in my personal friends about like me, like, okay, I'm going to get a therapist by this time. I'm going to like do this thing. And also just making sure that I schedule rest into my schedule because I also just don't sleep enough. And I really need to. How do you feel about the debate with Cristiano Ronaldo and the amount of control streamers have over their chat's behavior? I didn't watch it. Can you send that to me? I think that would be a good react. Maybe do that tomorrow. Recognition is huge when you're trying to move forward. Exactly. And I feel like I do a very good job of recognizing where I fall short in terms of content and not as a person. As a person, I should probably do some more reflection there. I feel I've been getting meaner. I have realized that. I was thinking about that yesterday and I was like, I've always been like a very blunt person, but I can tell that I'm becoming a meaner person. Like I'm becoming like more jaded and calloused and harsh and sharp in the way that I speak to and about people. And that is something that I would like to work on because that does come from depression. Whenever I get more depressed, that comes out more, but also just like, I would like to be treating people with kindness in their faces and behind their backs, right? Like, and I think I do a generally really good job about that. But there are certain people that I just genuinely do not like. There's just people I don't like. But with that, it's like I have the right to not like them, but I don't have to go out of my way to put them down behind closed doors, And that's something that I'm working on. Deadpan, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Kytel. Yeah, so that's like a personal development thing for me. And I feel like the way that I treat people behind closed doors, one, that's integrity, right? The way that I act, the way I speak, the way I behave behind closed doors, that's a part of my integrity. And I think like morally, I should work on that. And also, like, that's also like, why would I carry that negativity with me? Why would I invest so much energy into that negativity, whether or not I dislike them? So that's a thing I think that will help with my mental is like, also the way I think that people talk about me, the kinder I am behind closed doors, the more I subconsciously believe people are kind about me behind closed doors. And so I feel that that's all going to like feed into each other. But yeah, I definitely need to work on my mental health. Physical health, I have my walk pad. I need to start going on outdoor walks more. Shout out to my dog for getting me out of the house. Love you, baby. She's snoring. She's asleep. My dog's 13. All she does is sleep and eat at this point. And pee and poop. I'm talking about the debate at SU. Yes, I know. I was asking for the link. I still have not watched it. Consistency. That's a good one. Show up when you say you will. This is not something that Adapt said. This is something I say. Consistency is not frequency. This is a big misunderstanding. This is something that I have fallen prey to before. This is something I had to remind myself of a lot. Consistency does not mean showing up every day on stream, right? Consistency can be showing up every day for yourself with content. Consistency every day can be showing up for yourself mentally. But consistency every day does not mean that you have to be on stream every day. And that's a big mistake that we make. Don't have to be on stream every day. So not frequency. But if you say you're going to be there a certain day on a certain time, do that. And that's why I was so upset about having to cancel stream yesterday, because I'm literally thinking about this. I'm like, I'm going to be there when I say I'm going to be there, and I couldn't. But you guys did get a YouTube video. So we take those. We gotta keep the investment going. Discipline, showing up whenever you don't feel like showing up. This is a big one for me. I feel I'm fairly disciplined. I could always be better. I've been thinking about doing 75 hard again, low key. Is that crazy? It's definitely crazy, but it sounds really nice. Passion, care about your craft. This is a big thing that I was talking about yesterday. This is my thing. This is probably like my number one quality is I really give a heck about my content. I really care about it, and I really care about where it's going to go, and I really care about my overall mission and my why and my goal. And I am unwavering in that, because my passion is also part of my pride. And it's not, it is egotistical in some ways. I try not to have like egotistical pride, but I really, truly, firmly believe that my vision on content can change the landscape for a lot of creators. Because I think that we need more people that are doing events. We need more people that are caring and go out of their way to help other people. I think that is a beautiful thing. I think there's something amazing about people that are willing to put effort into making sure that other people are also included and happy and involved. I love that. It's my bread and butter. I love that. Can you adapt? If you couldn't stream anymore, what would you do and how would you pivot? And if you had to start from zero, what would you do? I make a joke all the time where people ask, if you had to start from zero, what would you do? And I never want to give a serious answer. I say quit. But obviously, like, if I couldn't stream anymore, what would I have? I would have short form content, but it makes me realize I really should be investing in long form content, because if I can't stream anymore, like, man, what about all my yapping? Like, bro, I can talk for 10 hours straight, and you want me to do short form content? I don't think so. Whenever I think about it like that, I'm like, man, why have I invested so much time in short form content? That's not even where I thrive, really. A big thing is, your goal is to transfer your audience across different platforms. Duh. Look at your content and what you want to make, and then look at the biggest creators in that niche. Really study your craft. I think this is a really big thing that people need to get better about, is intentional consumption. I watch a lot of streamers, right? I watch a lot of streamers all the time. I don't necessarily study those streamers. I sit down and I get entertained. Dealing with burnout. Yeah, don't ask me, okay? This is Adapt, because I literally said I'm on the verge of burnout, I think, for like the last 2 to 3 weeks. You have to prioritize your mental and physical health, stay on top of your content. Obviously, if you burn out, you're done. I don't know if anyone's had real burnout. I've definitely pushed really hard and been forced to take a break where it's not real burnout. Real burnout will destroy you. I had burnout after college. Makes sense. I worked 2 to 3 jobs throughout college. I was in 18 hours of school. COVID hit during college. I was doing projects. I was partying. I was doing so much stuff. And then something happened right when I graduated, and I promise you, I spent the next year just like a shell of myself. I was quite literally a shell of myself. I was constantly tired. I didn't leave the house. I barely left the house for a year. I didn't do anything for a year. I played video games. I ordered every single meal in, basically. That's when I started ordering groceries. I wouldn't go to the grocery store. I didn't work out. I didn't go on walks, really. I was just like a shell of myself. That's real burnout. Real burnout is no joke. And I feel like content is incredibly easy to get there, because content is a lot of time spent at your desk. And so it feels like, oh, I'm not going to burn myself out because I'm sitting down, right? I'm doing what I love to do. I'm playing video games. I'm editing me playing videos. I'm hanging out with my friends. But at the end of the day, if you're not investing in yourself and your self-care, it's still going to happen, right? It just doesn't feel like it's going to, because you're making a business and a career out of the thing that you love. But that's also why it's so dangerous, because if the thing that you love is the thing that makes you money, or what you're trying to make money off of, you need something else. You know, you need something else to invest in, because you don't need to tie your. It's like the thing where it's like every time you play a game, you're like, oh, I should be live right now. That's not necessarily true. I have that mindset though. If you're not investing in your own health, who will? That's true. Honestly, I think that way about myself fully. Like, if I'm not caring about my content, who will? If I don't care about my health, who will? If I don't care about my money, who will? Like, all of it. Adapting, trying new things is easy when it's working out. And then whenever things are going downhill, you have to maintain your numbers, or you need to deal with you just have to watch your numbers go down. You have to be disciplined. I feel like this is a big thing that I've dealt with. I definitely could have hit partner on Overwatch if I did a couple more months of grinding on it. But I gave it up. I was like, you know what? I don't want to play Overwatch for the rest of my life. I dropped down from like 60 to 70 average viewers to like 10, like overnight, because I just gave up the thing that people came to me for. But even in that, I would say I was like fully disciplined. Like, I definitely took more breaks and stuff because I was kind of like burnt on Overwatch. I didn't know what to do because I never had like an actual content strategy, but I still showed up. You know, I did the streams. I still did the streams with 5 viewers. I still did the streams with 10 viewers, you know? And I feel like that's why I'm where I am now. I'm still not the biggest, but I know that I've been up, I've been down, I've been way up, I'm way down, back and forth. And at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter, you know? Because again, we're focusing on what? Our long form content now, baby. Grabbing opportunities that are presented to you. A lot of people get the same offers as you, but a lot of them don't take advantage. OMG, adapting. Yes, he was very creative with that one. But yeah, a lot of people they don't take advantage of it. I will say that part of taking care of yourself is not taking every opportunity that's handed to you, because some opportunities you gotta like let go of to take care of yourself a little bit more. And honestly, like, this is kind of necessary for me. To like take a break sometimes. I don't say no to a lot of opportunities though. Have I been looking at light mode Google Docs for 3.5 hours? Yes, I have. Next up, our last class, networking 101 with Miss Cinna. This one's pretty straightforward. I think it's only like one page. Oh, never mind, it's 2 pages. But still, if you want to make it in this industry, you have to make yourself uncomfortable and push past your boundaries. This is a really big thing. This is what I learned last year. This is listen, I don't know how to explain this to people more. You can't always try punching up. You need to work with the people around you, because that is how you grow. It doesn't matter. Cloudy, don't piss me off in the middle of the segment. I don't do it. But this is why so many people end up not creating solid communities. If I collaborate with someone who has 1,000 viewers, right? We can have a good time. We have good clips. But part of what makes collaboration work is the communities coming together. If I don't have a community for someone else's community to interact with, why would they interact with each other in my chat when they can just interact with each other in their streamer's chat? That is the big part about collaboration that people don't realize. If there is a stark like difference, it's going to be hard, because again, it's like, okay, why would we talk over here when we just talk over there, right? I think it's just one of those things. Plan segments that you'll both love and your community will enjoy. We talked about this earlier. Like, make sure that you know who you're trying to work with. Make sure you know who you're trying to work with, because if you just shoot your shot because someone is clouded, it's going to fall short every time. People are going to recognize that. Networking is not leeching. It's not leeching. It's literally just networking. Sometimes you become friends with someone who's more popular than you. Sometimes you become friends with someone who has lower numbers than you. It doesn't matter. And the big thing is, people will see it as leeching regardless. People are going to see, regardless of what you do, they're going to see you as a fall off, a failure, a leech, toxic, a bad person, all of it, right? Think about the motion party clip. This isn't a leech thing, but this is just like perception. Motion party clip. That's me talking to my friend. My friend's not offended. Everyone's offended for him. I get hate farmed, right? Like, that's just how it is sometimes. We're all laughing about it. We're dapping each other up, going, good clips. We're having a hee hee ha ha good time. Meanwhile, the whole chat saying kick her out, right? It doesn't matter. Think of segments that appeal to you. Find people that you think are cool and talented for those ideas and natural connections. If you want to learn how to produce music, find creators that produce and connect with them, or even just producers in general. This is a really fun one. This is like the pottery thing. The pottery teacher, not a creator whatsoever, but we connected and she still helped me with my segment. And ultimately that's what matters, right? Is sometimes to do certain ideas, you just need the in. Regardless of what the in is, you need the in. Think outside the box. Actually come up with ideas. Don't just half-ass it. That's a really big thing. I reached out to a lot of people from SU this year that I met, and I was like, oh my God, I really like you. And I was like, okay, like I'll hit you up with an idea. Like I'll hit you up with an idea soon. You know, I'm trying to like figure out where people live and stuff. I'm like, where do you live? I'm trying to see if I should give us an IRL or like a desktop. But when you reach out to people, make sure you have a plan in mind, put thought into it, please. If you're worried about clout chasing and leeching, you're going to fail. You're in your head about who you can and can't talk to. At the end of the day, we're all people, right? Every creator is still a person. It doesn't matter their numbers, because my thing is, you are not a number, they are not a number. If you vibe, you vibe. I still think it's more beneficial to collab with people that, I mean, granted, you end up running into people in your own circle more often anyway, so you don't really have like the number to go off of where it's like, the number's too big. But generally, if you're scared about clout chasing, you're scared about connecting, GG's. Fear is going to hold you back. Your mentality is everything. I think mentality is everything. It also goes in with the idea of delusion, you know, being able to look at someone and be like, they would want to work with me, you know, or we would work well together. That's a really good mentality. I like to think that I'm the prize. That's the way I have to frame it in my mind is I'm a good streamer. I'm a good collaborator. If someone doesn't want to work with me, that's their loss, right? That's on them, and I can't change their mind. If someone says no, that's cool. It's whatever. I tried. And that's honestly the only irritating part about that is whenever you are in a place on the internet where people are like, why don't you work with more people, right? People are like, why don't you collab with more people? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? And it's like, realistically, like, you guys, I think if you guys dealt with the amount of rejection that I went through in the last year, asking people for collabs, you might feel something. What's up, Corey? What's up, Corey Cry? Yeah, if you guys went through the same amount of rejection, that honestly, the fact that I'm still taking those curry shots is crazy. It's insane. I've been rejected so many times, but I've also been accepted so many times, right? I've also gotten rejected at that moment because someone's busy or they're out of town. They can't do it. They don't like the idea. And then they circle back later. Hey, do you want to come to my event for this? You know? So thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Kitetail. Like, there are people who are immensely busy. Yana, immensely busy, right? We weren't able to link up for a long time. She invited me to her girls' night. We had a good fun time, right? That's the thing. I reached out to her. I extended an invitation. She wasn't able to make it, but because I extended the invitation and I did that, she's like, okay, Kai wants to do something. She's tapped in. Let me invite her to girls' night. You know, so it's like even if you get rejected or someone can't do it at that time, it's okay. You know, it's all good. At least you dealt with it well. Thank you. Because I do that too. Okay, like sometimes I can't do collabs because I get exhausted. As you do it, putting yourself out there is easier and easier. I'm not gonna lie. The first time I got rejected, dang, wow, that hurt. That hurt my spirit. Why don't you like me? Why do you want to work with me? Am I untalented? Are my numbers too low? Am I unlovable? You know, goes into, you know, but then you realize it's like, it's business. After a while, you're like, some people want to work together, some people don't. And the thing too is, some people just want you to have bigger numbers. Is that wrong? I don't think so. I don't think it's wrong for people to want you to have bigger numbers to collab. At least if they're at a certain point. Some people I'm like, you have a little bit of ego on you. You need to calm it down. But building connections is important. This is a big thing for me. And I said this to, it was either to J. Brown Cloy or to Sarby. And I was saying, I benefit more from collabs with my friends. If I look at my chat, right? I have more of Sarby's community members in my chat, and he has more of my members in his chat. Then I have like extra Emily viewers in my chat, or Ludwig viewers in my chat, or Cinna viewers in my chat, or Rage viewers in my chat. and I've been on all their streams, right? I've been around all of them. People know who I am. But because there is a lack of, because of the difference in community, right? It's hard for their communities to come over and feel attached. Whereas like whenever I collaborate with someone who's around the same size as me and who's a friend and where we just are able to vibe and hang out, it's a lot easier for our chats to come over like this. You know, that's part of it. So I feel like that's why building connections is important. One, because you're more similar. I have more in common with someone who's my size than someone who's a millionaire with thousands of viewers, right? They could be fun to hang out with. They could be fun. They may be funny, cool, chill, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to have a lot in common. It's a lot harder to be someone's friend when they are in a much different position than you. And that's another thing about it is like, I feel like some people aren't standoffish. They're just jaded, right? Thank you, J. Lou. I appreciate that. Why do I know? Because I feel the same way. I am currently going through a period in my life where I'm just like, I can't be around certain people. I can't be around certain situations because I'm at a point where I'm like, I just want to put my head down and grind. And I don't want to be around people who aren't trying to do the same thing. You know, I'm not trying to be around people who, and this is unhealthy in a lot of ways, but it's like, I don't want to be around people who go out and make no content out of it, because that's where I am right now. Is if I go out to a certain thing that's supposed to be for content, I want content made, but from everyone there, you know, not just me, not just them, everybody. And that's just like where I am right now. Whereas someone who's in a more comfortable spot, they get to unplug and they're like, oh no, this is just my me time, right? My me time is different. My me time is shifted in a different way. If I'm going to hang out with you, I want to make content with you. Because if I wanted to relax, I would just be by myself. You know, if I want to relax, I just hang out alone, realistically. You're the GOAT. Thank you. Some people are viewers for a reason. And I say this. Also, I see your ads. I'm going to play them a little bit. I just want to get through this section. Some people are viewers for a reason. Okay? Some people aren't good content creators. Some people are just clip watchers, bro. And this is what I said earlier. Some people are like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Buddy, you're a clip watcher. You can't even sit through 4 hours of stream, let alone do what I do. You can't sit here for 5 hours and entertain people, right? So it's like, don't listen to other people whenever they have the mentality of like a viewer, you know, someone who only gets entertained. You know, you have your entertainers, you have people who entertain, and people who just get entertained don't have a full understanding of what it takes to be entertaining. They only think about the clip. They only think about the moment. They're not thinking about the overarching point of why you come together. Don't let someone stop you for searching for collabs because you don't want to be called a clout chaser or made fun of. You're going to get made fun of regardless. Fun fact. Complacency is a loser mentality. I think everyone knows I already feel that way. That's Cinna's quote, but I feel the same way. I think if you've heard me talk for long, if you've been in my column for like a month, you probably know I feel that way. Know why you're streaming. Your why will guide you. I already gave you guys my why earlier. A rising tide raises all ships. AKA you guys grow together. You get to grow together. That's the other great part about working with people that are your size, that are in your position. You're all working together. You're all growing together. I mean, think about J-Bro. J-Bro cracks a code on YouTube. He tells us about it immediately. Dalen, thank you for the raid. Welcome into the Keitel. Hello. Welcome in. My raid song is so long. Hi, how was your stream? Welcome in, raiders. Hello. Howdy. Wait, what were you doing today? Also, when were we gaming? Crazy raid song? I thought it was a banger. Mental health is important. Now listen, and I think this is why I align with Cinna so much. Mental health is important, but when it's time to take advantage of the opportunities, you have to take full advantage of those opportunities. Okay? This is how I feel about my IRL streams. Let's use SU IRL auditions as an example, right? It was hot. I was tired. I got pushed. I got trolled. Like I was hitting clips, right? It was a long day, 9 hours. It was a 9-hour segment. I hadn't eaten all day. I barely got any sleep. We were out early and we left late. I fell out of a chair. Thank you for that. Thank you for reminding me about that moment. Thank you. Needed that. But guess what I did the entire time? I stayed positive, I stayed upbeat, and I kept that stuff shaking, right? I stayed on top of it because when you're in an environment like that, you can be like, oh man, I'm so tired. Like, I'm just going to sit down. I'm just going to sit down. I'm going to end stream, right? I could have ended stream. I could have sat down the second I knew I wasn't going to get into the building to see Kai. Instead, I said, no, okay, I don't get to see Kai. What am I going to do? I'm going to go talk to people. I'm going to go meet people. I'm going to go network with people because I knew the odds of us making it into SU are slim to none with the amount of people that are here. So why would I not meet people that live in my area that are driven enough to come out here, wait for hours to maybe meet Kai, right? Like, why would I sit in a corner or why would I leave early when I know that I could network with the people that are in my area? And guess what? We have some collabs coming up with them. We have some collabs coming up with some of the people that we met. I'm really excited for it. Don't wait around for someone to come up to you and be interested in your content. Be proactive about your craft. This is the thing. You can wait for people and you can get collabs, right? You can get a collab every now and then. But if you're doing it yourself, you have control over it. As a control freak, I will be reaching out to people. I don't care if I get rejected. I don't care. For the girlies, if you want to do shipping content, do it, but don't let people just use your beauty for views and respect. I don't have this problem, okay? I'm not conventionally attractive. I don't get put in girl content. I've never been so grateful to not be conventionally attractive. I think girl content is stupid, boring, and a waste of time. But some people do it, and that's their thing. That's their bread and butter. But the thing is, as Sina says, you should definitely push your own thing. Do the thing that you want to be known for. Don't be a prop. And if you get shipped, just ignore it and continue on your grind. But also, like, people doing girl content with you is not them respecting you. That's a really big thing to think about. And yeah, that's the lesson. That's the overview. That is 5 days of Stream University content in 3 or 4 hours. How do we do? Are there any questions? Do you guys like it? I need to tinkle. Wow. 5 days of lesson plans in 4 hours. Whew. I need to tinkle. Oh my gosh. W class. Yay. Was it helpful for real? W Bible. Yay. I'm so happy. Who was my favorite professor to watch? Ludwig. Ludwig was my favorite professor to watch because I've never heard his point of view that in depth before. Only 4 hours goes crazy. Dude, 5 days worth of information in 4 hours? Not too shabby. Not too shabby. I need the download link. Okay, one sec. Let me get you guys a download link. Let's see. I will say, I recommend you guys watch all of the content yourself and take notes on it yourself. It's very helpful. But if you just want to use mine, you can. There you go. There's the content Bible. Enjoy it. I'll post it in the Discord too. Hello, Mr. Starboy. W segment, W sponsor segment. Thank you, HyperX. W HyperX. Time for our content baptism. Looks good too. What can I say? I make documents for a living. I organize documents for a living or whatever.